Is Kinsey. I am your host. I fly helicopters and planes, so I can definitely pilot these boys. But joining me today, we had one of the most prolific figures in sports history media, and the man who has never lost a debate, Skip Bayless. Super Bowl champion, 5-time Pro Bowler, and 2-time All-Pro cornerback, Aqib Talib. Our quarterback and top 5 passer in the history of the USC Trojans, Cody Kessler. All-Pro, 6-time Pro Bowl defensive tackle, one of the most disruptive D tackles in our generation, Gerald McCoy. All right, this episode, as always, is presented by Underdog, but if you are new to Underdog, today's the day. Get $100 in bonus funds when you play just $5 with code GRID. Win or lose, Underdog just dropped their ladders game for the NFL. With ladders, you'll pick 3 to 5 players who you think will go off. So the bigger the nights, the bigger your payout. Your payout jumps from each level hit by every player. Pick who goes off correctly, and you could take home 1,000 times your money in one night. So go use code GRID, support the podcast, and let us know how it goes. Now, I also want to talk about today Row Sparks, okay? So Row Sparks is a fast-acting, long-lasting solution designed to reach your bloodstream quick so you can be ready when it matters most. Check that out. Yeah, check that out. Okay, it contains powerful ingredients including both Viagra and Cialis, giving you the best of both worlds in one treatment. Get ready in 15 minutes on average and stay ready for up to 36 hours. Damn. Plenty of time to make things happen. Go to row.com/grid to find out if prescription Row Sparks is right for you, and get $15 off your first order if you guys use /grid. So today we have a lot to talk about. We got Travis Hunter, Shedeur Sanders, Indiana Jones, Daniel Jones, and their loss, and of course Tyreek Hill. So I do want to say though, breaking news right now, it's not 100% confirmed, so I hate sharing news when it's not confirmed, but a lot of sources are saying that Lamar Jackson can miss up to 3 weeks with a hamstring injury. So chat, this is my fantasy quarterback. I'm a little stressed. Can you comment below if I should pick up Stafford or Goff on the waiver? I do need some advice right now. So, Aqib, how are you feeling with Lamar right now? He might be out 3 weeks.
Damn. I hate to see the superstars of the league go down. You know what I'm saying? But I really thought it was more of a, this game is out of hand. Lamar, sit down.
I thought so too.
I really thought that's what it was. But I hate to see him go down. But, you know, glass half full. Cooper Rush, a damn good backup. You got 3 straight home games. You could beat the Texans. He could beat the Bears. I don't think he could beat the Rams. Hey, go 2-1, Cooper Rush, man. Get this thing rolling.
I always say the most important position is quarterback. Second most position is backup quarterback. So having Cooper Rush, that's a big deal right now. So if he is out 2 to 3 weeks, that's all you need is your backup quarterback to be in place for a small little window. And Cooper Rush has shown over and over that he can handle the situation. So you hate to see Lamar go down, but I think they'll be all right with Cooper Rush in the lineup.
I think the Ravens are in trouble. I'm worried right now, specifically because of that defense. You know, as a backup quarterback from experience, when you come in, it's great to have a good run game, and it's also great to have a good defense so that you can lean on that. Right now, Lamar is playing like one of the best quarterbacks in the league. I know he struggled against the Chiefs, but he leads the league in touchdown passes. He's top 5 in QBR. He adds a dynamic to that offense in the run game when Derrick Henry's struggling that you can't replace with Cooper Rush. And that's my biggest question right now is what is Todd Monken going to do with this play calling with Cooper Rush? Because that's 2 completely different type of quarterbacks. So I'm curious, but I am worried. They're 1-3. If they lose next week against the Texans, that's the game I think they can win. But if they lose that game, then I think it's almost a guarantee they go 1-5 because I don't think they're beating Matthew Stafford and the Rams right now. They're good on offense. They're good on defense. That's tough. But if they can get to that bye week and win 1 and get to 2-4, then they still have a chance. But if they go into the bye at 1-5, it might be game over for the Ravens this year early.
I am with you. It's effectively do or die for this season. You got to beat Houston at home, and I believe Cooper Rush, with a lot of help, will beat Houston at home. But let me echo one thing you said when you began your remarks. I hate even talking about injuries. It's the biggest threat to the game you guys played and to any sport, but It's just no fun. I don't want to talk. We're going to talk about Tyreek. I hate it. It tears me apart because we all just want to see the stars star.
Yeah.
Right.
And things happen that are so inexplicable that I don't know what to say. Is it the injury gods? Is it God above? I don't know.
Loves taking
Yeah,
stars.
it's just terrible. It's hard to listen to us talk about it. Yet with this glass is half full. This Ravens glass, because of the culture and the tradition, play like a Raven. I just believe in the fabric of the football team. And I hear what you're saying. If you lose 7 defensive starters, you're going to have a hard time, man. And I have no idea of those 7 because we can't know exactly what their prognosis is. Are they going to be back for Houston or not? Are they going to be down 7 starters? Against C.J. Stroud, well, he could have a field day. They bounced back and got healthy. The Texans did last week, albeit against Tennessee, but they'll come in feeling pretty good about themselves. And yet, I know Cooper Rush's game. You guys all know. You live in Dallas, and you've watched him. He is, I always said, he's the best backup quarterback in pro football because he's the steadiest Eddie you can ever find. He's poised. He has command of that position. Cooper Rush can do Cooper Rush things, and he knows exactly what his limitations are and what his strengths can be within the confines of a new design of how you're going to attack. They have enough weapons. I thought he played pretty well once he got thrust into the action this past week at Kansas City. So he went 9-5 as a starter in Dallas. That's pretty good. And there were times I thought he was just as effective as Dak could be, just doing Cooper Rush things. So I think they'll be fine with Cooper Rush. And then if the injury gods are frowning on them, the scheduling gods are not, because I agree with the Rams. That's going to be tough. But they should be able to beat the Texans. And then after the Rams, they do get a bye week. So maybe Lamar will be back in time for a Bears home game and then at Dolphins. And then we saw what's left of the Bengals last night. They get them twice, man. And that's a sad story in and of itself without Joe Burrow. But they go from the best offense to the worst offense. So you can chalk up a couple of dubs down the stretch against Cincinnati.
Got to get through them next 3.
I'm not completely sold on Pittsburgh yet with Aaron Rodgers. I think he'll have sort of... Well, he'll start to fade down the stretch
Aaron
a little bit.
Bleeping Roberts?
Yeah. But my point is, could they beat Pittsburgh at home? I think they could if they start to get healthier. So it all adds up to the glass is 3/4 full, where I don't think they're done. Unless they lay another egg against Houston, then I don't know, man. It's just hard to bounce back from that. It's just the hole's too deep.
And some defenses, they play better when they have to.
That's
you know
true.
what I'm saying? If you got Lamar, might go out on a Tuesday, a Monday. Watch an hour worth of film. I ain't saying the Broncos. We did that. We always was on our shit when we had Peyton. But when Peyton went down, and Brock. When Brock came in, when Brock came in, our defense definitely turned that shit up. We had to. You could feel it in the building. You could feel it in our meetings. We all held each other just a little bit more accountable. We knew we had to play a little bit better. So I don't know who's gonna be there for them, but I guarantee you they harping on that defense like, hey, we got to get this shit corrected right now.
Okay, so we have some hope in the arena. I'm feeling, except for Cody. Cody doesn't have hope, but...
My biggest thing is to Aqib's point, though, is Cooper Rush can be great. He can come in that game and do some things, right? And it's tough when you come in with a backup because you don't know what this offense is going to look like. So the Texans are going to be at a disadvantage this week. But if that defense can't hold C.J. Stroud and that Texans offense, it doesn't matter how good Cooper Rush plays. It's so tough. They're giving up over 30 points per game right now. I don't expect Cooper Rush to come in and score 30 points and keep up with that. Now, the Texans haven't looked great through the first 3 weeks. They looked better last week. But as a backup, it's such a great feeling when you have a dominant defense. When you have these injuries and they're struggling on that side of the ball, it makes his job even that much more difficult.
No, Cody, last time somebody here said somebody can't score points.
Chiefs dropped 30 on that ass.
Hey, I'm just saying, man. You're supposed to be gassing up the backup quarterback. That's what you're supposed to be.
I'm trying to. I'm
You're supposed to be on their side.
Like Cooper Rush.
Hey, I'm rooting for my guy Cooper Rush, but there's also reality to it. And
honestly, I don't think you are. I don't think you are.
No, I'm just being honest. So I mean, like it's with Lamar right now. They even are struggling a little bit to get things going. I mean, offense isn't terrible, but their defense they can't outscore people. And we saw what they did against the Chiefs. It's not like they're going to magically fix that this week and get things going. Now the Texans aren't as explosive on offense as they have been in the past, so that gives me a little hope. But that's tough as a backup to go in there and know that your defense is struggling, and now I got to go get into a shootout maybe in this game. That's just not a recipe for success.
Are you suggesting you'd be a better backup quarterback than Cooper?
Call Cody.
No.
Cody.
No.
I mean, he's 9-5 as a starter. I think Cooper Rush, I agree with you. I think he is one of, if not the best backup quarterbacks in the NFL, and it's not a knock on Cooper Rush because Lamar Jackson was struggling to win games right now with that defense. It's more of a knock on the defense that you don't have that comfort blanket or that security blanket to know, all right, my defense is going to hold them to 21. I can put up 24 points. I can put up 27 points and get the win. They're giving up over 30 a game. That's tough, whether it's Lamar, whether it's Cooper Rush, whether Tyler Huntley, who's going to be the backup this week, whoever's in there, that's tough to go out there and do.
And by the way, speaking of backups, Justice Hill is really good.
Yeah,
Every time he gets his hands on the ball, good things happen. He's just always been that way. So they need to feature that a little more.
Well, that was the breaking news we wanted to share today, but I do kind of want to talk about last night we had, Dolphins, Jets. Wasn't a game we're super excited for. And then, of course, the Dolphins get worse news. Tyreek Hill dislocated his knee and tore multiple ligaments, one being the ACL. He went into surgery this morning. But I've seen it like with injuries, right? You see the towel over the head. You see the hands over the head. But I've never seen a clap, yes, excitement. That one's a first for me, but I don't know. So how are we feeling about Gerald? What do you think of the Tyreek Hill injury and his response?
When I first seen it, everybody reacts to trauma differently. I think when I first seen that reaction, a person may say like, "Oh, he's excited. He might have a chance to get out of Miami."
Yeah.
But I've torn my knee up in a game on Monday Night Football, and your initial reaction is to stay positive and like to exude positive energy. But I think that, personally, I believe he was in shock, and it hadn't hit him what actually happened.
Yeah.
Agreed.
And
the adrenaline.
The adrenaline's going, and it hadn't actually hit him, especially the reality is it doesn't hit you until you find out what happened. For me, the year before, I had tore my quad tendon. So when I did the other side, I knew exactly what it felt like, what it was. I told the doctors they ran the field, it was like, what happened? I said, I tore the other side. They said the same thing? I said, yeah. They said, how you know? So it felt exactly the same.
Yeah.
So I knew, and at that point, what I did is, and what I want to get to about Tyreek, is going into the 21 season, I had tore this knee up, and I had already discussed with my wife about what happens moving forward or whatever. And I was like, I'm going to give it another run and see what happens. When I tore this knee up, I sat up, and I said, you know what? I've had a great run. That's probably it. The reason I bring that up is because Tyreek has talked about retirement already. He's brought it up. We play a game where you can't be half in, half out. It's too dangerous to play this game if you're not all the way in it. And his game is based off speed, quick twitch, and that's what has made him a Hall of Fame caliber wide receiver. So my concern is moving forward is his mental and what happens to his game, because they said he dislocated it and he tore all these ligaments, including the ACL.
Yeah.
That's a grueling recovery process, even with modern medicine. So you just hate to see that, especially with him. But the last thing I want to say is what I hated most about this is all of the outrage from the players in turf and what it's done to our bodies for the very next day for a high caliber player like him to get hurt on grass. Because now the NFL can say, well, Tyreek got hurt on grass.
Yeah.
Y'all talking about turf, but he got hurt on grass. So what's the complaint now? You know what I'm saying? I hate that because they don't understand. Yes, turf is still horrible.
Yeah.
Like it's still bad. That's the grueling part of the NFL. But that doesn't change the mindset of turf is not good for us.
Yeah.
So That's my thing with Tyreek.
Couldn't you still argue, though, that Tyreek Hill's injury was a contact injury? That was a freak accident.
Yeah, Malik Neighbors was.
Malik Neighbors injury. A lot of these turf injuries are non-contact. I feel like there's still something to be said there. I mean, I don't know.
It is, but I'm talking about this. You know how these higher ups how the business work. It's like, well, this is beneficial for So that's my take on it.
No, I agree, and I'm the same way, man. I saw it yesterday and I turned it off immediately. I hate seeing that stuff. You never want that to happen to any player in the NFL. Hopefully, he can get back to 100% in the future and recover. Obviously, they mentioned that it was some ligament damage as well, so that's going to be tough. But it just goes to show the sport that we love. It is a violent sport. And things like that can happen in an instant, and it can change careers and lives and your future, and it's just so difficult to watch. And I mean, you can recover the right way. You can be great with your nutrition. You can be great in the offseason. You can do everything perfectly and have your body in the best shape possible, and that can still happen. You can't prevent that. So I hate it for them. I hate it for the Dolphins right now. They're already struggling. They get a win last night, so they're 1-3. But on top of that, that is their number one player on offense. Tua struggled a little bit this season. I expect Jalen Waddle to get some more targets going forward. Darren Waller was a pleasant surprise last night for them. That's going to be a good security blanket. He had 2 touchdowns coming back, and then A-Chain obviously is great out of the backfield as a receiver. But it's going to be tough for the Dolphins going forward, losing a guy like Tyreek Hill.
We'll go.
Yeah, I feel the same y'all felt about it. I actually thought Tyreek was playing good, playing well, and on his way out, they was going to trade him. He was going to go to a contender. And
you'd been pushing for it.
I've been pushing for it. Like, he's going to go to a contender and, compete for another Super Bowl and be able to retire on a high note. You know what I'm saying? But, hey, I always say it. These football gods don't play no games. You know what I'm saying? They do not play games. They don't make no mistakes. You got allegations of beating your wife. Hey, that shit is real. I don't play like that. I'll be off this show. If I get a call right now about somebody beating on sister, wife, daughter, any one of them, you know what I'm saying? So I don't really play like that. And football guys, they brutal. They don't make no mistakes, man. So, hey.
So you're suggesting
they tease you a little bit.
Even?
Karma.
No?
It's karma, man. Hey, man, hey. You seen that tackle happen 1,000 times.
1,000
times.
A billion
and then
times.
He snapped his whole leg in half. Then to be 32 by next year he'd be 32 when the season start. You make your money on speed. That might be the last we see of Tyreek Hill.
I'm saying.
Honestly.
That's when I seen that. That's the first thing
it might really be the last we see of Tyreek Hill, man.
Yep.
And we were already talking about the risk of having Tyreek Hill because of his personal life. Now,
when you hang your hat on speed and then you lose a step, it's over. You know what I'm saying? He can't lose a step. Or he not Tyreek Hill no more. So I hate to see it, man, but hey, I'm a firm believer in them football guys. Hey, your ass better be living right.
So to Kenzie's opening point, I have never seen a reaction like that to such a severe injury because he had the biggest smile on his face all the way out. You know, yelling to the crowd, and I'm like, he's just got to be in shell shock, man. I mean, he just. I think his reaction was, me? This happened to me? Because he is not injury prone, never has been. He plays football. He plays games after games after games. And this was devastating because this is rare. When you dislocate everything, because it's completely out of socket, it tears everything. I will bet you he had 4 ligaments torn. I will bet you he had his meniscus torn, all the cartilage torn. I will bet you, because you got to get to the hospital fast because it threatens that artery that runs down the back of your leg.
That's why they get surgery.
Blood flow to the bottom of your leg
That's permanent damage.
is threatened. And you got nerve damage. You got everything. And I'll never forget that kid at South Carolina, that running back. I don't know if you guys remember, 2012, Marcus Lattimore. You remember? And he was hellacious good. He was going to be maybe the top 5 pick, and he did that. And he finally wound up getting, I think Denver took him in the 4th round, and he never played a down in the National Football League. So to Aqib's point, it's hard to believe now that Tyreek will ever play again. It's against long odds that he will ever play again, in part because he's all speed and quickness. And to me, he is the most exciting deep threat in the history of the National Football League. I know I'm the biggest Randy Moss fan, but Randy Moss made it look too easy to me because he's 6'4" and can just like effortlessly fly past DBs. But but Tyreek looked fast. He just looked like he was having to go fast. And you want to talk about a human highlight film, man, he was as viral as it's ever gotten. And then to add the backflips to it, you're just like, wow, this is very special what you're seeing. And yet that injury to me, okay, so this is a grass. I can't tell you how many times I saw way back before your time grass cleat injuries where you just get stuck in the, long cleats stuck in the grass. It's just, it's a bad formula for disaster. And yet he has made that catch 1 billion times in his life. The ball's low, but all you have to do is get your body out, obviously, to the point where as you plant your left and it sticks, that your body's gone far enough forward that you go over the top instead of hyper. It went the wrong way.
Backwards, yeah.
And if it's hyper and you're moving as fast as that man can move, then really bad things are going to happen. But usually you get over your skis, so to speak, where you're going forward enough that when you plant, your knee is going to go forward over the top, and then everything's cool. But this way, he was just a little behind the plant where it got stuck, and I think his reaction of the big smile was like, "This happened to me. I'm as good an athlete as there is in this league, and that I got into that, and it wasn't that dangerous. It wasn't like a contact thing where he's getting smashed into a dangerous predicament. That's not what happened. The contact wasn't doing it. It was just him being just slightly awkwardly out of body control. And that happened to that guy who's not injury prone. Then it's like maybe you're right. Maybe it's
hey, they don't play brutal, man.
They don't play, man.
Well, did you see this morning though? He posted, because I can understand the shock and being like, okay, but this morning he got on social media, he posted and was like all perky, was like, I'm going into surgery, love you guys, and I'm like,
that's not the dark times. The dark times is after that. Like I did the same. I went.
That's a good point.
Yeah, I did. Because that portion of it, I've been married going on 13 years. It's the honeymoon phase. It's like all this, but then there's those nights where nobody sees that your wife
cares.
You know what I'm saying? It's those nights that you got to work through with your spouse. It's those nights, those dark times where you're pushing through, like, because like he said in the video, he said, man, all the love I'm getting and all that, the surgery's over now. Now we on that. That happened. Surgery happened. Who do we start the show with? Lamar. Now we on to Lamar.
Yeah.
Now we on. Now what happens when, because like Aqib said, he got other stuff going on. The only way to not deal with that was the field. Now life is about to hit him. So now that's where the dark times come. And he has to deal. He got bigger issues going on, but it's not I just want to dispatch that. Well, he looked perky here. No, that's just right now.
Yeah, well, that first day of rehab, when you go by yourself and you're in there
that
by
goes away, and it gets really dark, man, when you rehabbing. So, I don't know.
Cody, how are you feeling?
Yeah, no, I mean, it's tough. I mean, Aqib keeps talking about these football guys, man, and
telling you, bro.
At first, I'm like, nah, man, but it's the reality of it, and it's also, we talked a lot about Joe Burrow having those injuries. These guys having these injuries that take all these hits, and these different things happen. I mean,
but he seems to be injury prone. Yeah, like he has a litany.
Yeah, what has he done to the football gods?
But I think
we don't know how Joe living outside of that football world. We don't know what the fuck Joe got going.
What mistakes is my boy Joey making?
Better clean it up.
To the Malik Neighbors hit, the injury he had on that go ball, and to some of these guys, like, we've seen these guys take those hits or make these actions or do these moves billions of times, and all it takes is one wrong time for that to happen. And it's just, I don't know, maybe it is the football gods, maybe it's just whatever it is, but it's just or the wear and tear. Yeah.
Malik Neighbors, the ball's a little underthrown. He has to reduce speed, come back. Goes up, comes down a little awkwardly on the left.
I thought he did it on the way up.
No, he did it on the way up.
You did on the way up. I thought he planted it.
He did it on the way up.
He went up. It was like,
but that's what I'm saying is, like, he's made that same adjustment to an underthrown ball, back shoulder, thousands of times.
Right.
But that one time, why does it happen? And it's just, it's tough. It's
what
the ugly part of our
game.
game.
What I learned with all my different surgeries and injuries is when something happens in one part of your body, it's usually somewhere else was the problem. When I tore my left knee up, I pulled my groin in practice that Friday. Got in warm-ups. I felt fine. Did one move in warm-ups, and I felt it tug. Went inside, gave me a shot, wrapped it up, felt good, got in the game, boom, knee went because I was overcompensating.
Yeah.
It was my groin that was messed up, but when you're doing all that, you can't. So whatever it is, it's probably something somewhere else that wasn't firing. That's why we do all them warm-ups to make sure all your muscles are firing.
Yeah.
But I think it's just a freak accident.
Well, yeah, let's move on to something a little more positive. Get
Yeah.
some positive back. That was pretty down. We got 2 players we love hurt. But let's talk about Sean Payton. He is optimistic right now. He said that Bo Nix could be a top 5 quarterback in 2 years. 2 years. We're talking about joining Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson in the top 5 elite. Okay, so Aqib, is Sean Payton right? Will Bo Nix be a top 5 quarterback in the
I
next
like
2
it,
years?
Sean. I like it, but
You like it?
I won't give him top 5 though. I won't give him top 5. That's like you said. That's Pat Mahomes, Josh Allen, Lamar, Joe,
Yeah.
and Hurts to me. That's my top 5, and I feel like those guys won't regress much in the next 2 years.
Yeah.
They'll still be the same guys in the next 2 years. But I feel like long as Sean and Bo tied at the hip, he's going to rapidly catch that next wave of guys. That next wave of guys, Dak, Herbert, Jalen Daniels, Baker, Purdy, CJ, Jared Goff, Stafford, Jordan Love. Stafford and A-Rod will be retired. They'll be out the picture by the end.
Okay.
But I feel like long as whoever winning games, who's ever winning big-time games out of those guys is going to establish themselves as that next 5 and be top 10. I feel like long as he's with Sean, they're going to be winning games. They're going to be winning big-time games. That's what the fuck Sean do. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like he'll be 6, 7, 8 in the next 2 years for sure. So I like it, Sean.
Who'd you win your ring with? I can't remember.
Kubiak.
Oh,
Yeah, cool.
you're speaking orange over there,
Yeah,
right?
Kubiak. I mean, you know the Broncos and Kubiak,
Yeah.
but you know, I'm speaking Sean. You know about Sean.
Man, listen, that dude different.
We in the
He
South. I was
different, man.
born in the NFC South, going
Yeah.
against Sean
I
Payton.
didn't watch what he can do with
So I know how
players
he
not
operates.
Drew Brees.
I know how he operates, period.
Yeah,
I
I
know
know.
what type of team he put together. I know how much time he put into it. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So you give him a good quarterback like Bo, a good team, a good defense like that, that defense ain't even catch their stride yet.
Yeah.
That defense going to catch their stride end of this year, next year, and the next year after that. They really going to catch their stride. So I like it. I like them to be 6 or 7, maybe not top 5. You know what I'm saying? That's what the head coaches say. But as an outsider looking in, Bo got what it takes to be top 10
Outsider.
for sure.
You know,
I'm an
outside.
outside.
You
I'm a
Bronco
dog.
for
That's a
life.
You're kind
Bronco
of
right
inside.
there.
I'll be
Bronco.
honest. Look at this man right here,
like
scared.
it.
Being inside.
That's like me.
Top 10?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You think Justin Herbert's going to be top 5 in the next 2 years?
Fuck no.
Thank you.
What?
no.
Hey, listen,
on the outside.
I'm gonna let the quarterback talk.
Talk about
The
Bo. We
defensive
not talking
lineman
about
sit
Herbert.
back.
Let's talk about Bo. man.
I'm on the same page as Aqib with this. I think he has the potential to be top 5 in the next 2 years. I don't know if he'll get there. And it's not a knock on Bo Nix. It's because of the guys that are on that top 5 list. I
Right.
think it's more so a testament to how good the quarterback play is right now in the NFL. I mean, he's looked great. As a rookie, he did a lot of things well at 3,700
did.
passing yards, 29 touchdowns, only 12 interceptions. I know it's double digits, but that's good for a rookie with how much they threw the football.
One
And also
game.
ran for over 400 yards and had 4 rushing touchdowns. He doesn't get enough credit for how athletic he is. He's a very athletic quarterback. He can run around and make some plays with his legs. But the thing that I like most about Bo Nix right now is the intangibles that he has. He's great inside the pocket. He's great outside of the pocket. He can improvise. He can throw on the run. He can go through progression. He does a good job of pushing the football down the field. Has a strong enough arm to where he can make every throw on the field. But the most important thing for Bo Nix right now is that he's in Sean Payton's system. And that is huge. Because that is a lot of underneath intermediate routes, right? The over routes, the crossers. We're going to have the West Coast concepts with the hook curls and all those things. And then we'll take some shots down the field to open it up. Now, he could be better with those down the field shots. 11 of his 12 interceptions came from those. He had some big-time plays.
Deadly accurate downfield now.
I think he was around 47% down the field. He's got to be a little bit better, and that hurt him in the Chargers game. I mean, he had Cortland Sutton on a wide-open touchdown pass, overthrew him, or that would have sealed the game. I just think he could be a little bit better with his accuracy down the field. The other thing that he does well, though, is the anticipatory throws, and that tells me that he's a high IQ quarterback.
Sure.
He can read defenses pre and post-snap, because a lot of guys see one picture pre-snap and think, all right, I got it, and they don't confirm post-snap, and then they throw picks, and they have misses, and they start panicking. But when you can confirm post-snap what the coverage is, and if it's changing, that's where you can excel. And that's tough to do as a rookie. I mean, I go back, I was watching this film again last night from last season, and there's a play against the Jets. I mean, it's 3rd and 11. He gets a little pressure on the inside. He falls back, and they're running a dagger concept, which is a seam by the inside guy, and then a 25-yard in cut by Cortland Sutton. And he's falling away, so he can't step into his throw. And, I mean, he rips a seed on a 35-yard line, and you're taught, I need to throw that on the near hash, because if I throw that in the middle of the field or I get to the opposite hash, Aqib Talib's picking that off, or the linebacker's hurting your receiver. So you've got to be able to make that throw. When I saw that last year, I remember thinking, okay, this dude's for real. So, yeah, I top 5. I don't want to doubt him. I just don't think he'll get there. But again, it's not because of Bo Nix not having the capability. It's just because of how good those top 5 through 7 quarterbacks are right now in the NFL.
No. No. It's too many really good quarterbacks. I love Sean Payton. I've watched and witnessed and had to deal with what Sean Payton can do with less. I've seen it. I've had to play against it. I love Sean Payton as a coach, but it's too many other good quarterbacks, great quarterbacks in this league for 2 years for him to jump to top 5. For all the reasons y'all said, but it's too many people to jump. Like, he got to jump Baker. First off,
man.
He got to jump Baker. He ain't jumping Baker.
Don't start the Baker.
He got to jump Jalen Hurts. He not jumping Jalen Hurts. He got to jump Justin Herbert. He not just jumping Justin Herbert. I guess we all forget what Jaden Daniels just did. He not even the best quarterback in his class. So, like, how are we just jumping him all? No, he's not. He's not going to be top 5. He's going to be really good. But when we talk about top 5, how do we boost people into that?
Wins.
You got to win, right? It's a lot you got to do. Like, before we push Josh Allen into that, he had to hit the AFC Championship more times than not. He's losing to who we all considered the best quarterback in football. You see what I'm saying? Lamar had to win MVP. Joe Burrow had to go into Buffalo, beat Josh Allen, go into Arrowhead, and beat Patrick Mahomes and go to the Super Bowl. So if all of that's taking place, it's just a lot he has to do in the next 2 years. But I'm with y'all. With Sean Payton and his ability and what he's able to do with his arm, with his legs, he's cerebral. There's things that we see as, like you see as a quarterback, we see as defensive players when we look at guys and we like, he got something that everybody don't have. He does have that, but 2 years, that's coach talk.
Yeah.
But I think we all can agree he has the ability to, as time goes on, he gonna steady do this. So if everybody's Sean Payton being with, if he wasn't with Sean Payton, we talking about something completely different. But Sean Payton being with him, he gonna steady do this. He gonna steady do this.
Agreed.
2 years is just, it's too soon. It's too soon to jump all the way to 5. We've seen these guys do way too much. Like what Jalen Hurts has been able to do since he stepped in, you know what I'm saying? Like it's a lot.
It's a lot. I believe Sean Payton, and I know Sean, is trying to speak this into existence. And if anybody is capable of speaking it into existence through this kid's psyche, it would be Sean Payton with this kid who grew up the son of a father who played quarterback at Auburn, who was pretty good at Auburn, who coached him in high school. So Sean loved the fact, I got a coach's kid who gets it already. I got a me playing quarterback, a little bit of an overachiever, although to your points about his, you were talking about his legs, he ran 4.6 coming out of Oregon. I mean, 4.6 is Emmitt Smith timed 4.6. Okay, so when he took off on the 7-0, or 7-3, I guess it was, touchdown, the first touchdown you guys scored last night, it was a scramble, but he bolted, man, and it just took my breath, man, like, whoa, I saw acceleration, like supreme. He's not Lamar, I'm not saying that, but he has the ability to accelerate. If you dare him, he'll gash you with his legs. So I'm going to give you that. My problem with Bo Nix was I'm still a prisoner of my first impressions, because when I heard all about Bo Nix going to Auburn following his dad, I thought, wow, he's got next. You know, I got to check this kid out. I got to tell you, as a freshman and then as a sophomore and as a junior at Auburn, I watched him a lot, and he had some long, hard SEC days. A lot of quarterbacks do, but he was really struggling. He looked often lost to me. And when you got it, when you are him, you don't ever look lost. You might be a little overmatched by a defense, but you don't look like, to your point, you just watch and you say, yeah, but I still like, he still got whatever that thing is. Not once at Auburn did I ever say, he's got it. I did, and I watched him a whole lot. That's 3 years of a body of work, and I'm looking at their records. These are his records at Auburn: 9-4, 6-5, 6-7. Okay, so I'm like, okay, and then he goes to Oregon.
Yep.
And he gets surrounded by weaponry you rarely have in college football,
it up, yeah.
right? Where the system, it's a fast break system, and he can really run it because he's high IQ and he gets it. But I'm just looking at product of explosive system, because he's putting up numbers that were just off the charts.
Yeah.
They were ridiculous numbers. So what happens in the draft? Okay, so Caleb goes 1, then Jaden goes 2. That'll work, right?
Yeah.
Still, we're not totally sold on Caleb. But then Drake May goes 3. All right. Penix goes 8. And then J.J. McCarthy goes 10. And Sean just sits right there at 12 and says, no, you're all wrong. I got this. Because this kid fits Sean better probably than any of these other kids would fit Sean. So I'm going to give you that. But so far on, again, I hang a lot of my hat on QBR. If you look at his QBR as a rookie last year, he had a 54. It's scale 0 to 100. It was 18th out of 32. Not bad for a rookie, because you get thrown into a pretty hot fire. This year, he's at 51, which ranks 20th in the NFL. It's still not bad, but last night, they get it down 1st and goal, and he throws the weirdest interception I think I've seen so far this year. I'm like, what are you doing? He threw to that kid, Demetrius Knight Jr., that they took in the 2nd round out of South Carolina. I'm like, what did you see?
That was a hell of a pick, though.
Okay, he wheeled and caught it.
One hand, like, that was a hell of a pick.
I couldn't figure out, when I watched the replay, who were you trying to get it to?
It was a guy in the corner.
I didn't
Probably would have been a touchdown if he ain't touched
Yeah,
it.
he was trying to throw it to the back corner, and then the underneath defender fell off on it and got a pick. Which
So
still,
you're not
I thought it
putting
would
that
have
on
been a
Bo?
touchdown.
You're not putting it on Bo? You're putting
It's on Bo, but I see exactly what the fuck he was trying to do.
Yeah.
And I thought it would have been a touchdown if he didn't make a hell of a play. I thought it would have been a touchdown.
Yeah, but it's just cardinal sin. You just can't do it. You can't.
when it's muddy in the red zone like that and there's
can't
different
do
bodies, take it and run or throw it away.
I just am looking at this. When you said what he did at Auburn,
Yeah.
then he went to Oregon, he was surrounded by an abundance of riches. Who's your top 5 quarterbacks?
Patty, Josh Allen, Joe.
Stop
Hurts.
there. What's his name?
Lamar.
Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow was at Ohio State for 2 years and couldn't beat out J.T. Barrett.
True. That was
Then,
their
in
fault.
the spring game,
Okay.
he can't beat out Dwayne Haskins, God rest his soul. He goes to LSU and has a cool year. But then he has a year with an overabundance of riches.
He did.
Where everybody's like, oh, I don't know, man, Joe might be. So he becomes the first pick. Now he's Joe Burrow. You can't put off, oh, well, he had an overabundance of riches. You took a guy like Joe Burrow, put him around that, and then we got to see what he was.
And also,
okay, now you put Bo Nix, who did what he did. Now you put him with Sean Payton. Having the right coach, I understand what you may do in this span. He's like, that's my sample size. But we got to see what he can do with pieces around him. Now you put pieces around him, a defense, and the right coach.
Okay.
I just don't want you to be
Did Bo
prisoner
Nix
to-
win the chip in college at Oregon? Did they win it all? No.
But you don't have to win it all to be a great quarterback.
and all
in
the time,
league.
you don't just get a, what y'all call it, abundance of what?
Riches.
Abundance of riches, and it just make you the top quarterback.
Right.
Because Browning looked like shit last night. He got the same offense that Joe got.
Good point.
He got the same offense that Joe got, and
Yeah.
that shit went Upside down. It's totally different.
Upside down.
But man,
And
back
yeah.
to Bo.
Hey,
let's
Joe
stay
Burrow.
on Bo.
I just don't want you to get. I just don't want you to get stuck in prison
let's
of the
stay on
moment
Bo
'cause
here.
people grow.
Let's let Bo get his segment here. I like Bo. He could run. You said that. You said he was okay downfield. I think he fucking nice downfield.
Yeah.
I just remember the seam he threw the Mims last year.
Against the Browns?
Against the Browns.
Yeah, over the middle.
Dot.
He can do that 100%.
The ball
Just gotta
last
be
night to
consistent.
Sutton wide. He beat the safety, put it on his face mask.
doubt.
Like, I think he's super nice as a deep ball thrower. I bet you ask Sutton gonna say, "Oh, I fucking love him."
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I think what I like best about Bo, just meeting him a few times, being around the building.
Yeah.
He's square business, Skip. He got
I
that
know.
Tom Brady like
He does.
square business. You would never see him score a touchdown and do the Jackson Dart bullshit.
No.
Like, he don't play like that.
I understand.
He's square business.
I appreciate
He's mature.
that. Yeah, you're right.
And I feel like as a teammate, we like that shit. We like that square. We don't want our quarterback doing the fucking bend, and we don't like him doing all them
But it seems
dances
like the
and shit.
Giants are liking
But yeah,
Jackson Dart's little
until
aura.
Until
For a
he start
little while.
fucking
Yeah.
losing.
For a little
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You like your
Right.
quarterback to have that Tom Brady like
Okay.
edge, straight business. He in the
I
locker
just-
room is business. Hey, Keith, what's up, man? Whoop, whoop. Straight out the locker room. He to me is he square business,
Okay,
no
I'm
game.
just projecting. I haven't seen him rise to the biggest moments where you say, "Oh, he just took that moment over." I haven't seen Brady-esque yet in the big moments against the best teams on the biggest stage, but it's way early.
It is early.
Okay, Joe Burrow, that last year at LSU, the numbers are ridiculous. He had embarrassment of riches. I give you.
Two best receivers.
I know. I got.
I mean, you still got to do something with him.
Yeah, he even had Randy Moss's kid, like
Yeah,
he's got
yeah,
okay,
yeah.
all right. But still, when it came time in the semifinal and the championship game, go look at that. He's ridiculous because he's got flair and command, and he's got it.
Yeah.
And we saw it against Patrick Mahomes at Patrick Mahomes
Yep.
in playoff games.
Plenty
I
of time.
saw it. I saw it against the Rams. They were still hanging in the game late
Exactly.
against
Yeah,
the Rams.
yeah.
Okay.
But you see, I mean, they lost in the playoffs. Josh Allen lost his first game in the playoffs.
Yeah.
He's Josh Allen. So you just gotta give him some time. But we all knew, looking at Josh Allen, yeah, he's one of
Okay,
those.
but
Yeah.
when I watched one Josh Allen game in college, just because I kept hearing about this kid at Wyoming, and they played Iowa at Wyoming, I believe it was, and he got annihilated by Iowa.
Right.
And I'm like,
So you ain't
I don't
really
know.
see it.
I
ain't
don't
really
know.
see it neither with Josh.
Okay.
So I mean, sometimes you just got to get in the right system,
Yeah.
get in the right situation,
matters.
and that person bring the best out you. And I
Yeah.
think that's what Sean going to
And
do.
that's the most important thing for a quarterback. I mean, we see it all the time where guys aren't successful at one place and then they go to a great system and a great fit, and then they skyrocket. Or guys that are great at one place and think, I'm not getting paid. I'm going to go get traded somewhere else and
They
go to another
trash.
team, and then we never hear about them again at the quarterback position. And the other thing, too, with Bo Nix, I know it's always been a knock on guys to play for a long time in college. I mean, he had over 60 starts, and they
Well,
look at
in
his,
fact, I was
why
going to
did
bring
he
that up.
come out?
That's the record.
Yeah.
He's 61.
And people ask,
No
like,
one's
okay,
ever started
well, if he's
61
good enough, why
college
didn't he
games.
come out? Well, because he understands development. He's a smart kid. He understands
All right.
that, okay, maybe I wasn't ready coming out of Auburn after 3 years. I struggled. Maybe I wasn't ready after my first year at Oregon. Maybe I needed a little bit more time, and then he got to the point to where he felt comfortable. I know he had to graduate either way, but he waited until he knew he was ready, and I'm so happy that Sean Payton didn't see that as a negative, because if you remember, going into that draft process, no one had him in the top 5, or no one had him on the big board, and then you start seeing, okay, Bo Nix top 50. Okay, now he's top 40.
Yeah.
Now he's top
'Cause they seen
25.
Sean Payton on his
He
ass.
looked good, yeah, and then he looked good in the combine, and now Sean
Probably
Payton.
was killing in meetings too.
And if you remember when Sean Payton said at the combine, or after they drafted Bo Nix, he said, we did a one-on-one workout with him,
He
and I
knew
knew
right then.
right in that moment, this
did.
is my guy. All it takes is one coach to fall in love with you. You can have those other guys go ahead of him, but if you're Bo Nix, and maybe he wouldn't have gone in the first round if Sean Payton didn't take him. And other people would have said, he's older. I don't know. He struggled early on at Auburn. I don't know if he's the guy. But it takes one coach to fall in love with him.
Yeah.
And we saw that as a rookie. The other thing that he did so well was he knew how to throw guys open. And that takes time as a quarterback to learn. And what I mean by that is if you're on the outside and Sutton's running a fade or a go ball and Aqib's in his hip pocket and locked in, he knows, okay, I can throw a back shoulder and throw him open. Even though he's covered, Aqib's eyes are on the receiver, not on me. I can manipulate the throw and still get a completion. If I'm running a high corner or a deep cross and the DB's underneath, I'll throw it over the top. Aqib plays great coverage, goes over the top. I'll flatten you with the throw. He did it so many times, and you normally don't learn that as a rookie in the NFL. That takes time. So, yeah, I really like Bo Nix. I think the reason that he's not top 5 is because of the other guys that are top 5, but he has the intangibles and the potential to get there one day.
I mean, it's like, of course they need time, but Joe Burrow, second year, took him to the Super Bowl. Lamar Jackson wins his MVP second year. Those are the top 5 quarterbacks I'm looking at to be in that group.
Good point.
I'm not sold, but let's talk about a team and a quarterback. This quarterback went number 1 overall in the draft, and a team we just don't talk about because it's so bad. And apparently, Cam Ward agrees. Let's go ahead and look at what he had to say about him and his own.
We're keeping a book right now. We ass. So we're going for it. This one we got nothing to lose. We dropped a quarter of our fucking games, and we yet to do anything. So we have to lock in, especially myself with the offensive line. So the defensive line, from the special teams to all 3 faces, we have to play together. We have not played together this year yet.
Cody, how do you feel about Cam Ward saying that him and his team are ass? That's crazy.
I like it, man. I do. I like it. As long as you include yourself in that. If he got up there and called out his team and said they're ass and they're not doing a good job, I'm doing my job, and you have that prima donna type attitude, hate it. But the fact that he included himself in that, I don't mind it. And you got to watch the whole interview because I went back and watched it. He started off taking accountability first. They said, how'd you play?
The first question they asked him was about him.
Yeah, the first question they asked, they said, it's a homecoming for you. How was that? I'm here to win football games. How do you feel you played? Ass. I was ass. I missed too many throws, too many incompletions. Couldn't get the ball going once we got across the 50. Had an interception. In my opinion, that's on the receiver, but he took accountability. He said that interception's on me. And they never got in momentum. Too many penalties because of pre-snap issues. So I love that he took accountability first. And if we're being honest, I mean, he's not lying. They're last right now in total offense. They're last in scoring offense. They're last in passing offense. He's last in QBR.
He is.
He's last in completion percentage.
Yeah.
And he's been sacked 17 times this year. That's more than any other quarterback. They are ass. And I know you can argue and say, all right, look, maybe you get up there and have the PR answer to say, okay, maybe we're not ass. We got to get better. It's unacceptable. You can say that. Bullshit, man. I don't like that because you guys know, and I learned this as a rookie, being a quarterback, you need to be authentic. These guys respect authenticity. If you get up and you're someone that you're not every single day and you pretend to be someone in the locker room and then you're different on the field and then you're different in meeting rooms and then you're different outside of the facility, they will see right through that and they won't follow you and they won't respect you as a leader. And once you lose the locker room, you lose everything. So I don't mind it. I like the way that he said it. They're 0-4. They're 3-18. In their last 21 games, I doubt there's anyone in that locker room that would disagree with them. So I like the fact that he took accountability. But I will say this, my message to Cam Ward too, though, is it upset me a little bit watching that because I just really hope right now what's going on in Tennessee doesn't affect his love for the game. Because that looked like someone that was struggling. And he started saying some stuff in the offseason too about, hey, we're mid. And you could tell he was starting to lose that love in his eyes. And then now he's going through it. I've been there before in Cleveland. You have to have the 24-hour rule. And that is, okay, you're going to lose some games. You're going to win some games. It might suck, but after you go back and watch the tape, you got to turn the page. You got to move on from it because if you start letting that affect you on a week-to-week basis and you never get out of that slump, it is so hard to gain that confidence back. You got to learn from the mistakes that you made, but you also have to grow with the good and take some of the positive because he's done some things well. And he also said that. He said, look, we're doing things well at practice. This isn't all negative. We're doing some things well at practice. It's just not transitioning to Sundays. And it has to translate to win. So I really hope the Titans get it figured out for him. I hope they get some pieces around him, get the offensive line to help him. They get some receivers on the outside. I just would hate to see this kid's career be over before he even gets a chance to get it started.
I don't think he'll ever go in that path that you're talking about. That's not in his blood.
I hope not.
He's a fucking dog.
I hope not.
So you don't got to worry about that with Cam. I understand your concerns, Cody. You ain't got to worry about that with Cam. But
I know where he came from.
As far as his comments, we are ass. I love it. I mean, it's the truth. That's what the team need to hear. It's like Alcohol Anonymous. First thing you got to do is stand up and say, I am an alcoholic. You got to acknowledge the problem. We are ass. I'm ass. The O-line, the D-line, he went down the line, said all of us together. Like Cody said, he included himself in that shit. As long as you include yourself, the team going to feel that. So you acknowledge your problem. Y'all probably going to be ass this whole year. Y'all probably going to get another good draft pick. if they smart, they'll get Ridley ass up out of there and get some more draft picks because he got paid last year and he lead the league in drops. He got about 130 yards receiving in 4 games.
Yeah.
And it looked like a guy who got paid and came off the gas. That's just what it looked like to me. You know what I'm saying? He don't got that same burst, that same dog in him that I seen in the past. You know what I'm saying? So I would get him up out of there, get him to a contender right now. We asked, get him up out of here, bro. Let's get some more picks. Let's get a young guy in, somebody who can handle that contract. Hey, if they draft right in the next few years with a guy like Cam, you won't be ass. You know what I'm saying? So I like the comments, man. Hey, it might light a fire up on them. It'll definitely make the guys in the locker room lock in and respect them a little bit more.
Yeah, I think you got to just look at, to Cody's point, you got to know his story. He was a no-star recruit who worked his way to the #1 overall pick. That dude ain't got no fold in him. He ain't got no, well, it's too much for me. Look at where he came from. So when you got a person that's got pedigree like that, and they worked and pushed through and grinded to be the #1 pick, 4 games ain't gonna start changing that. And then you just look at, like he said with Bo, just look at how he operates. He did just really go back at the draft. He didn't have no flashy suit on, the basic suit. What do you have on the press conference? A little mini chain. Little mini chain, black t-shirt. He all about the game. And when you have a quarterback, a rookie quarterback at that, that's what you want right there. A person who's taking accountability. Like you said, the very first question that was asked was about, how did you play today? He had the exact same answer. The thing I love the most, being a defensive player, he never addressed the other side of the ball until he said, we all got to be better. He never said defense this, defense that. He even had his teammates back. They said, well, the wide receiver did that. He said, that's on me. That's what you want from your leader. And he's grooming. Being a leader is not, you can't teach that. It's either you got it or you don't. He has it. And I looked at his comments. What questioned me, it bothered me is the coach's comments. Oh, well, I'm not, concerned. They played hard. So? It's the NFL. This is millionaires. What you mean they played hard? Like, I'm not really worried about them playing hard. They went and play hard. That ain't good enough. That's what the starting quarterback is saying this. The coaches, he's so, I want to be optimistic. And I'm like, no. That's why y'all out here getting beat to sleep.
Exactly.
Because you hear, they played hard. I have no problems with how hard they played. And man, that ain't good. I done been on these teams where we play hard. Everybody play hard.
Same.
Like, we play hard.
Yeah.
We love to play football. Playing hard ain't enough. So when your starting quarterback is a rookie and he's doing this, you got to look at everything else around. If he's standing up there, he all chained out. You see him on social media all the time and then this and this, and then he get up there and do that. We never see Cam Ward unless it's football.
True.
Everybody anybody who talks about him say he's in the building, he arguing with defense on the field because he this and this. You remember the report came out? Remember he was arguing with Jeffrey Simmons, going back and forth, and the coach is giving him a call? And then he go out there and he executes the call perfectly, even though he's arguing with a defender. He's cerebral. Like, that's what you want. So like Aqib said, get some people out of there, draft well, they're practicing well, but it's not correlating to the game. But that's what you need. You need somebody who's up front and take accountability. There's nothing wrong
be straight with Cam.
Nothing wrong with what he did or what he said.
All right, allow me this. This wouldn't be happening in Tennessee if that were Shedeur Sanders, and it should have been Shedeur. That's just me. I said I like Cam Ward. I love Shedeur. He should have been the first overall pick. That's just me. I want to get that out there again because I was in concrete about that before the draft. With those remarks, they're great, and I agree with what he's made of, because there was an infamous, I'm going to be a little negative here on Shedeur, there's an infamous video out there. They were at the Combine together, and it's being shot for Deion's, social, for Colorado social, and Cam Ward says, I'm paraphrasing, but he says to Shedeur, let's go work out, and Shedeur says, no, I got to go record. He's going to go record some,
like rap,
rap song, and And Cam's saying, no, we got to go work out, man. This is it. They're at the combine. They're in Indy.
Yeah.
And it was just, it showed you what you're saying. Like Cam wanted to go work out at the combine he's not going to perform. He's just going to go interview, but he wants to stay in peak condition ahead of the draft. Okay, so I give you all that, but when you make these comments, you have to be careful not to point it too hard at the veterans, or they'll turn on you, because the most ass on the Titans right now has been the young quarterback, and he's a baby. And yet, the one thing I didn't love about him at Miami was, at this level, it's like Caleb. You can't just run around and make plays as an athlete. You just can't. You won't. You won't last. Yeah. They are bigger, stronger, faster, especially the DBs, and they're going to close so much faster where you can't get away with. I can just outmaneuver and I can buy time, and then I might just run on you, or I might wait until somebody comes open for a 40-yard catch. Okay, so he tries to do that too much. It won't translate. True. And these numbers are staggeringly bad so far, but he's a baby. And I'm not condemning. I'm just saying.
What that QBR say?
Well, it's just the worst. It's the 23. Yeah. And the worst is 51% of his passes completed. It won't work, man. Yeah. You're not going to last, but he's a baby. And it can change. He's 2 touchdowns to 2 interceptions. But now, situations. Yes. It's always about your situation as a baby quarterback. So Brian Callahan's the head coach for a second year. Okay, so he was in Cincinnati with Joe Burrow and company for 5 years.
Yeah, was the OC.
Under Zach Taylor. And yet, who called the plays in Cincinnati? Zach Taylor. Mm-hmm. Okay, so Brian Callahan had never called plays until he finally gets a head coaching job. And I'm like, and you're qualified to do what? You have proven you can do what? So Brian Callahan called plays for Cam Ward the first 3 games and then threw up his hands and said, I can't do it. And I don't know this Bo Hardigree. I don't know if you know of him. I don't know him. I don't know much about him. But he let him call the plays against the Texans, and they got blanked. What was it, 24-0. Yep. So I don't know if that's the answer, but I don't know if Brian Callahan is the answer, because is he not somewhat a product of Joe Burrow? Well, sure he is, because you can argue Zach Taylor's a product of Joe Burrow right here as we speak, because I'm looking at Twitter last night.
Product of Sean McVay.
Okay, all right, there you go. Same concept. So I'm not sure he's in the right place at the right time, and you could argue back to me, well, Shadur would be undergoing the same issues. But all of a sudden, that kid Iomanner from Stanford, do you know him?
Yeah,
listen, they stole him in the 4th round.
Great player.
And all I know is that in Travis Hunter's first year with Deion at Colorado, there was a Friday night game. I don't know if you remember this.
I watched it. He got after it.
My wife will tell you I watched it, because she said it was 29-0 Colorado at halftime, 29-0. Yep. And I said, just let me watch Friday night's date night, so I'm supposed to turn it off, right?
Come on,
and I said, just let me watch the first possession. I just want to see what Stanford does with the first possession of the second half. And he catches a 70-yard bomb, and I'm like, wait a second. And he winds up, Iomanner, with 13 catches on Travis Hunter all night long, solo. Mm-hmm. You got that guy. You got him. He caught 13 balls for 294 yards. He had completions of 97 yards touchdown, 60 yards touchdown, 30 yards touchdown on Travis. And I'm like, what? What happened? And he's 6'2", 205, runs 4.4, and he dropped to the 4th round, and I don't know what they didn't. I have no idea what they didn't see. But if you put that tape in, you'd say, okay, so at least they've got a little connection going for what it's worth. So he has emerged above Calvin Ridley as the guy right now. He's got the most targets, the most catches, the most yards. So all of a sudden, if you have any hope, it's Iomanner is eye-opening, man. I mean, this is crazy stuff.
That's why they can get Calvin up out of there, man.
Yeah.
Picks for him. I think you get a quarterback like that, you just got to find a way to bring the right kind of guys in.
Yeah.
I thought they had a good intentions when they brought the head coach in. They want that Sean McVay. They want that system. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I thought they had good intentions, and it might not be him. It might not be the play calling. I think you just got to get the right guys in there. And with a leader like Cam Ward, You'll be just fine. It's going to take time, but you'll be just fine.
But that's my worry, and it's no knock on Cam Ward. And I did a breakdown of Cam Ward a couple years ago. He went to Incarnate Word, was the first college he went to.
Was they good?
They weren't until he got there.
Exactly, okay.
But then he went to Washington State.
Did they get good?
Yeah, he turned around that organization. Then he went to Miami.
What they do?
Number one
Turned around the organization.
Wow.
And then he becomes a number one overall pick. I'm not worried about Cam Ward in this situation. What I'm worried about is if Brian Callahan doesn't work, say it doesn't work at the end of this year and they get rid of Callahan, or halfway through the year, and then you're on to your second head coach and play caller in year 2. And that is so important, because if that doesn't work, and then you're on to head coach and play caller by year 3 or 4, then you're in trouble. No matter what you do, no matter how good of a leader you are, no matter how good you are in the locker room, no matter how much you get on the press conference and say, we're ass, this is unacceptable, we've got to be better. If you're not surrounded by the right pieces as a young player, it could significantly hurt your development, and that's what I worry about. It's not Cam Ward, the player, it's Cam Ward, the situation he's in. That's the biggest issue I have right now, and I'm just really hoping that the Titans can figure it out. But the last couple of years, I haven't seen anything that makes me say, he'll be all right. They're going to figure this out. Callahan's the guy. They're going in the right direction. I just don't have that feeling. Besides drafting Cam Ward, and some other pieces around him, but it worries me that they're not going to get it figured out and do right by number 1. Because if they don't, and you lose that confidence, not in week 4, but if they go 2-14 or they're 0-9, and you keep seeing these interviews, that optimism, that positivity, it's slowly going to fade. And I'm not saying that he's a guy that can't handle it. But that worries me, man.
Did you lose your love for football in Cleveland, or?
I did. Yeah. I did. And I'll, real quick, I don't want to talk about me, but I mean, yeah. So I take over, start there. We go 0-8 my first 8 starts. We're struggling. Then the next year, I don't start. That was the 0-17 year, and I didn't start that year, or 0-16. I think it was still 16 games at that point.
Yeah.
I didn't start a game that year, so I wasn't on the roster. Don't put that on me. But after that, I went to Jacksonville. That was a year after they played Tom Brady in the AFC Championship game. But after that, they started struggling, and I was a part of that roster. And then I go to Philly in offseason, then I go to New England, and then COVID hits, and I'm a free agent after they release me, and they bring some other guys back. And I had opportunities to still play, and this is honest to God true, Skip. I didn't have that same love anymore. I had teams that offered me to go in and be a backup and be one of those guys, as a second or third stringer, compete for that spot. I lost that love because of the first 2 years I had in Cleveland. It really does, man. And I'm not saying I'm built like Cam Ward. He's gone through a lot more than I have, and I would love to have a tenth of what he has in his mind and the personality he has, but I've seen it too many times with other guys who get put in bad situations, who have all the talent in the world, and because the organization doesn't do right by them, they fall off and they don't get that opportunity.
Well, let's talk about the second overall draft pick, because we've talked about him a lot on the arena, and you guys have made it really, really clear that you like him on defense and not on offense. But the Jags are clearly seeing something different, because week 3, he played 43 defensive snaps. I'm like, okay, he's going to get some time, right? Then week 4, they bring him back, and he only gets 9 defensive snaps. So, Gerald, are the Jags using Travis Hunter the right way?
No, I don't believe they are. I believe because of what we've seen him do in college. We had never seen it before. People believe that he could do that exact same thing at the NFL level. But the players here, the demand on your body, how skilled and how talented guys are at this level. It's not about his ability to be able to do it. It's the demand of doing both. And I personally feel like they should let him master one side first. Because Prime, who I think a lot of people argue is arguably the greatest athlete we've ever seen, to be able to play 2 professional sports at a high level.
Yeah.
Prime, people say, well, Prime played offense. Yeah, he did. But when did he do it? His first time primarily doing both sides, Cowboys, 1996. You know what Prime had done up to that point? 4 All-Pros, 4 Pro Bowls, a Defensive Player of the Year, and a Super Bowl. Before they took arguably the greatest athlete of all time and said, hey, can you help us do both? Well, you got a guy that's this skilled. You know he can play offense. He can catch the ball. But if you take a guy with that level of ball skills and put him at DB, Now you getting a defensive player of the year, a true island guy. Then you ask him to start doing everything else. But he can be on the defensive side. People are forgetting when me and Aqib had this discussion. When he went with Prime, most people believed out of high school he went with Prime because he was a DB. But Prime said, well, this kid played offense on both sides of the ball. So he started seeing what he could do, So he played both. So the NFL is trying to maximize who he is, but I believe that you're not getting who he can really be because you're asking so much of him. Let him master one side of the ball first. You want to have him return punts and return kicks, that's cool. But let him master this side of the ball first. He'll dominate, I believe, as a corner. Then you say, okay, he got his foot, he's stamped himself in the league as a corner. Now let's put him on offense and let him do this. I just think the demand of him right now, because I understand how skilled he is as a player, but he's still a rookie. You still have getting drafted makes you a professional, doesn't make you a pro. He has to learn to be a pro first. And with all the demand they're asking, I just feel like it's a lot on them, and they're just asking too much. So I think they should allow him to master one side of the ball first.
Well, first, Carolyn, can I get a nice little cup of energy? Because Liam has been pissing me off for 2 days.
Hey, me too.
Like, goddamn, Liam. 1 second, Skip.
What exactly is in that
That's
stuff?
a little energy, Skip. Just a
little energy.
Just a little pick-me-up,
What
Skip.
proof is the energy, right?
We working on that, right, Tyler? We still working on that. Yeah. But Liam, I think, first to Gerald's point, I think he is a pro. He drafted as a professional. If you would have seen how he worked, if you would have seen it firsthand in college, G, you would have said, oh, this motherfucker is a pro. He go about his day just how we go about our day.
Yeah.
He got that. He watched film just how we watch film. He take care of his body. That's part of being a pro. So he's already a pro. But Liam is an offensive-minded guy, and he just going about it the whole fucking wrong way. You know what I'm saying? He biased. He want him to be so good at receiver. He want him to be the number one receiver so bad that I think he just throw defense kind of on the back burner kind of. So if I was the head coach of the Jags, $12 million a year, we'd still be 3-1. And Travis would be the front runner for DMVP because I would play him starting at corner. He is elite. He is a top 15 corner in the league right now if you let him practice and get his feet wet and let him learn all the little NFL nuances of playing corner. With his ball skills, how they getting the ball right now, he had 2 picks right now for sure if you put him in for 60 snaps a game.
Yes, he would.
Because they contagious, man. That's how I go on defense. Ball start getting tipped around and just go to guys. The guys with ball skills, they just make plays, man. So he'll be the front runner for DMVP with 2 picks right now. And then I would just package him for offense. I don't think you need to learn this side first for 4 years. Fuck all that. He got amazing ball skills. How can I use, you got amazing short space quickness. How can I use those? Packaging for third down. That's a small little 10, 15 plays. I give you 10, 15 plays for third down. I give you 8 to 10 plays for the red zone. You can use your short space quickness. They're going 7-7. We know they're going 7-7. It's 3rd and 5. 75% of the time you're going to see man, right, Cody?
Yeah.
It's 3rd and short. We probably going to see man. They probably going to have some type of double. If it's a double, it's going to be on 7. Put him in the slot. Let him work out. Let him use that short space quickness. He's going to be quicker. He's going to be open. If they blitz, he's going to win. He's going to win quick. You know what I'm saying? In the red zone, he got amazing ball skills. Throwing back shoulders, throwing cross countries, throwing plays where it's mano. We just got to see you go play the ball. They ain't threw him a fade in the red zone yet. You ain't threw him a straight back shoulder to let him use his body control, go get the ball. They ain't did it yet. They threw him corner routes. They did a whole bunch of other bullshit. They not using him the way they should be using him. You know what I'm saying? So Liam's still trying to figure it out. I think it has nothing to do with being a pro. None of that. If you let him decide, then he might decide to play offense. Because, I mean, that's the glamorous position. That's where, you get the commercials and you score the touchdowns and shit. Fuck that. Don't let him decide shit. You my number 2 pick, you're going to start corner for me full time, be locked down. And then I got small packages for you. When I need you on offense, I need you to come in. I could build in a way to get you the ball 6 times on offense without you playing 30 plays. You come in the game, I'm a fake a screen to you and throw it to 7. Then the next time they gonna have to sit their ass back there because I just faked the screen. Throw the screen real quick, put it in your hands. Let you use your juice. Like, I could draw up 6 ways for you to get the ball like this. You know what I'm saying? So that's just me. You know what I'm saying? Jags, you know.
Aqib, are you looking for another job? Because you first the Dallas defense coordinator, now the Jags defensive coordinator. I think
underdogs play.
You have
well.
a job. You can't leave us.
Underdogs pay
Okay?
well, but you always can do a little better, man.
You're keeping your job here,
I'm
right?
free. Hey, man, you know how that go. I'll still make appearances on underdogs, though.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank
Weekly.
you.
I'm going to be opposite of you guys on where he should play, but I'll get there in a second. But no, I don't think they're using him the right way at all. And I understand that Travis Hunter is 1-1, and I'm glad that you brought up that Deion Sanders thing because this is uncharted territory. The Jaguars don't know how to handle this. And if you look at the first 4 games, he played 45 snaps, then he played 81 snaps. Then they said, okay, let's play 79 snaps. And then on Sunday, he went back to 45 snaps. That just tells me they're throwing things out there and hoping that they can get the most out of them and hoping that something works. And it's not working right now. On Sunday, he played 38 of 68 offensive snaps. Then he played 9 of 66 defensive snaps. This year, he's played 58% offense, 38% defense. And he hasn't had a lot of production. And to me, like he's had, I think, 11 catches, or he's had 13 receptions for 118 yards. And he hasn't really made a big impact on defense. With that amount of snaps and that amount of production or lack of production, that's not a 2-way player. That's a no-way player right now. That's not even a 1-way player. You're not allowing him to excel on either side of the ball. What I think they should do, and maybe I'm biased because I'm a quarterback, but I think he needs to be primarily on offense. He is too explosive with the ball in his hands. And I've seen his defensive tape. I understand why you guys say that, but I watched this kid at Colorado. He has the strongest hands I've ever seen for his size. Not the biggest guy in the world, but he has some catches. He had one against Colorado State where it was a back shoulder, and I mean, he ripped it away from the DB. Not a lot of guys can do that. When he gets the ball in his hands, he's electric. He's a playmaker. Deion Sanders even said it. He is a big play waiting to happen. That is true. And I know he did it in college. You may say, okay, the NFL is different. If you give him time with Trevor Lawrence and allow him to dive into the offensive playbook and get those timing routes, when he's going over and doing DB drills, instead of doing that, do routes on air. Do the red zone drills. He even said that catch he had against the 49ers, going over the middle. Hell of a catch. I mean, he went up there, climbed the ladder, grabbed it, pulled it down. He said, oh, we haven't hit that in practice yet because we haven't repped it a ton of times. That was the first time that we've hit that actual play. That tells me that he's not getting enough time, obviously on either side of the ball, but more specifically on offense with his quarterback to get their timing down. I don't like it. I wish that they would put him primarily on offense. They're playing the Chiefs this week. Let him get 60-plus snaps on offense and see if it works. Go for 2 or 3 games. And if it doesn't, then move him to defense and see what you have. But at least for a couple games.
They play the Chiefs this week?
Yeah.
Definitely the time he needs to be on defense.
No. Okay.
They stride offense, man. Put that boy on defense.
I don't know, man. I feel like if you put him on offense right now and give him some timing with Trevor Lawrence, I think you would see a lot of production. And then if, 3 games in, if we're like, all right, we see what he does on offense, let's give him the next 3 games on defense, then make a decision from there.
Cody, I love you, man, but no.
That is definitely an offensive bias.
I will
We got a
begin
lot of
by
no's.
toasting my man Aqib across the way. I'm going with Diet Mountain Dew, the breakfast of champions. I feel it.
Looking for you guys to sponsor us, Diet Mountain Dew.
That man sitting across, thank you. Aqib Talib, I became a big fan of his when he played at Kansas because he caught my eye because he was a game changer at cornerback, and you can't find them. They do not grow on Southern California trees or Miami trees or wherever you want to go look for cornerbacks. Then he goes at Kansas, which had been kind of a down program before he got there, and he was the MVP, not just the defensive MVP. He was the MVP of the Orange Bowl, the overall MVP of the Orange Bowl.
Hold that bitch up, Skip.
Hey, because he's rare, and wherever he went, good things happened, great things happened. And Belichick loved him because he's a game changer, because he sees it and he reads it with his head, high football IQ, but then it's just God-given instinct, just the ability to anticipate. You can't teach it, you can't coach it, you can't sort of refine it. No, you just got it or you don't. And he's up in the echelon with Deion. He's not quite Deion because there's nobody up there.
Right.
But with Revis and that cat, yes, he's right in there, and we can go on and on. But my point to you is, I can't find that, and I can't find Travis Hunter. So you have to start with a base of defense because it's just so rare, and yet we've got 159 offensive snaps so far, thanks to Liam, and only 101 on defense. And he's spot playing him on defense given the opponent, where he's saying, oh, we got Chase and Higgins. Oh, I guess I better play him more on defense because he needs to help on one of those guys, right? And then against Carolina in the opener, he's like, I don't need him on defense. But okay, that's not right because, as you have made the point to me, as a DB, you have to get in the rhythm, get your legs underneath you where you feel like you're in the flow of the game, where you own this game. You own this side of the field because you prepped for it, you repped for it, and as the game unfolds, you start to feel of, if you got their best receiver, if you got Jamar Chase, you start to feel of him and get him and sort of start to anticipate him better because you can't see it on tape as well as you can feel it on the football field. I can do this, I can mirror this, I can do this. That's his best move. I can do that, I can take that away. And he has to play every snap on defense.
Every snap.
Now, to Deion Sanders, who I know pretty well. So I had Deion on my podcast ahead of the draft, and he flat out said to me, and I don't think he was fronting or trying to, the kid doesn't need any more hype. I mean, we get it. Deion knows that the world gets it. But Deion said he can definitely play every snap both ways in pro football. And his point was college football, it's so much faster, it's so much... There's so much fast break offense. There's so much no huddle, and pro football gives you a slight more breather between plays, slight more. But Deion thinks he's so special that even if you want to spot play him on offense, he just said just play him because they had slightly more plays his last year at Colorado, both years at Colorado, slightly more on defense than offense, but high offense. I think it was 75% of the offensive plays. And Deion said he can definitely do that in pro football. Maybe, to your point, it might take a little time where you need to establish first. But there's going to come a time when I watched Deion a lot play offense. Actually, on the 95 team in the Super Bowl, he had a big catch from Troy against Pittsburgh. And they used him some, but they spot used him because he wasn't. I love Deion. I thought he was the greatest athlete I ever saw, all around because of the baseball.
He was unreal.
Hey, just unbelievable. It gives me chills to even bring it up. But Deion wasn't a great receiver where you say, you got to, he could do it, but he didn't look natural. This kid looks like he can dominate both sides, right? You just see him, you watch him play receiver, you say,
he a receiver.
He's it. He can do both.
Yes.
There's going to come a point where Liam's going to wise up and wake up and say, I'm not getting enough juice out of him either way, because on defense so far, he's got one pass deflected, no interceptions, because he's not playing enough.
Not enough.
Okay, it's ridiculous in his catches. So he's got 13, which is second on the team, because they don't throw it that much. They are running ETN like crazy and
Brian
controlling
Thomas Jr.'s got
clock.
nothing either.
I know, he's not doing anything. And he's obviously a better receiver right now than Travis is, and he's got one catch fewer than Travis does, but Travis is 30 yards a game receiving. Well, that's bad.
Right.
You're better than that. Okay? So Liam is losing me. I'm with you on that. I mean,
just to because I played defense and knowing defenders, to Skip's point, and Aqib can attest to this, you can't be in and out of the lineup at corner. You can't. You have to play in the flow of the game. You start to get a feel of what the offense is doing. You can manipulate with stems, and we call it ability alignment, which is where you align so you can get your job done. Whether you're pressing, whether you're in zone, there's a lot of different flows of the game that makes Aqib Talib's, but they're rare. But you got to be out there in order to maximize that. The reason I believe he should be on defense is because you have defensive calls, and I have to play the defense. So I'm out here doing what I'm doing. Offensively, like Aqib said, I can literally draw up and have him be in this spot and make it for him.
Yep.
So I don't need to have him
put him in on man-to-man situations, and I could say the same thing about defense.
Whoa,
Nah, but
whoa.
you can't. You
But
can't
I'm
do
saying
that on
go
defense.
in there and
Oh,
play
you
man.
can't do that
You
on
can't.
defense.
Okay,
go ahead.
do that on defense.
No,
Go ahead,
you
go ahead.
cannot.
Go ahead.
No.
Defense are not like
Okay,
6
so
men.
offensively,
go ahead.
offensively, what do we call guys that come in and so defensively, this is what we call them.
Okay.
When a guy come in and he's like, oh, well, this is this gadget guy. They're drawing something up for him to be able to run these particular plays. You can literally put him in a spot to do this. You can put him in the spot to do this.
Okay, so what about...
you can go in and out of the game and do that. You can't do that on defense.
What about a nickel defender? What about dime defense, a guy that's off the field for 10 plays, and then we need
But
go in there and play
we
man.
said
Or go-
Aqib Talib's.
Well, not everybody's
that's who
Aqib.
but Travis can be.
But that's
He's
how they
one of
trying to
those
do him
guys.
now.
That's
They trying to use him like that now, and it's just not productive.
That's not productive.
But that happens
We're not
in
saying
games.
it's bad.
Like,
We're not saying he came in and played bad man coverage when he come in. He's not. He coming in. He really strapping when he come in, but he ain't getting to make no plays.
Right.
Yeah.
They starting 2 corners right now. Got 0 picks, and they playing all the defensive snaps. I guarantee you, if Travis Hunter had started as many plays as Tyson Campbell, he had 2 interceptions right
You
now.
see that defense
I
taking the
guarantee
ball
you.
away.
So what was, to that point real quick, but that's my thing. When you say on offense, I can draw up a couple plays and throw you in there, no doubt he can go in and run the route.
Right.
But if I'm Trevor Lawrence, I don't have that chemistry. I don't have that trust yet. I need to know that I can close my eyes and you're going to be where
So
you're
they-
going
But this how you do
When
it.
I-
But this how you
hold
do
on,
it. Hold on,
That doesn't
this how you
happen.
do it though. So if I'm gonna play you on 3rd down and red zone,
Yep.
when we go 3rd down and red zone in practice, send him with the offense. Let's build that.
But he's missing 3rd down and red zone on defense,
But
though.
you could go with 3rd down and red zone. No, listen. You could
You're
go
doing the
3rd.
defensive
Hold on, G.
period.
You can go 3rd down and red zone with the ones, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
And then when the 2s go, you go 3rd down and red zone with the defense. So you still getting your reps, fam.
But you don't think that's overloading him mentally to where it's like,
Bro,
I'm
it
not
never
getting
did
the
in
most
college.
out of him.
He ain't regular. He don't get
I
overloaded.
agree.
We see
I
that
agree.
at this
He's
point.
1-on-1.
He don't get
My other
overloaded.
issue is this, though, and you think it specifically, Liam. I want to ask you guys, why is he playing 58% of offense and only 38% of defense? Because in the 49ers game, they had a plan. He played the first 8 snaps, where he played 8 snaps on the opening drive. Then he played 1 snap on the next drive, and he gave up a now route or a stop route to Purcell on 3rd down and short,
Right.
and they yanked him and never put him back in again.
Exactly.
on
So
defense.
Deion Sanders done gave up a now route on 3rd and short.
100%.
Reeves
Yeah, so
did.
can't
Sherman
go
did.
in and out the
I
game.
did.
But
So
that's what I'm asking
that's
is
part
what,
of it.
and I'm not worried about him giving up a route. I'm asking, why do you think they're saying, all right, you're done, because he continued to play offense? They said, no, we're not
Liam
putting you
Cohen
back
is
in.
an offensive coach. That's what he's telling you.
Yeah.
He's
Liam
being
Cohen-
selfish.
He very offensive minded.
This is the first year I'm the head coach of this team. I got here because of what I did with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers on offense. So
Right.
if I'm drafting a guy who's skilled at both, I'm the head coach.
Yep.
I'm going to use him how I want to use him. I need him over here. But that's not the best way to use him because you saying you're going to overload him. We're telling you, Aqib said 9 plays.
That's
So
it.
you mean tell me we call those gadget guys.
Yeah.
So when this guy comes in the game, we find him. Gadget guy. He's here, he's here, he's here. He's only in for these plays. So he don't have to, you're drawing it up because, hey, Travis, when we come in, the reason we bring you in, because the ball, we want you to get the ball. And if we don't want you to get the ball, we're using you as a decoy because we want to get
and
him
it'll
the ball.
open up everything.
And that's it.
It'll open up everything for everybody else, though. Look, if you bring him in and we know, okay, they come in, they throw Travis screens and this, he gonna come in, Chris gonna turn around, hey, leave, screen, hey, Travis in, screen. They gonna fake a screen off of
Yeah.
it. Then they gonna fake a screen here, throw a screen over there to the running back. Like it's gonna open up the entire offense even more if you use him like that. Because now teams gonna say, when he in the game, he does this. So we gonna be expecting a certain thing when he come in.
So you're still saying, though, because we all agree with saying he should be on one side of the ball. They're not using him the right way right now, but you're saying play primarily on defense. Say they have 70 snaps, give them 60 plus, but still give them 4 to 5 plays on offense.
Nah,
So
it
he has
ain't
some-
4 to 5 plays to me.
You're saying
It's
more?
When the 3rd down hit, Travis is coming in the game.
Okay.
When we go, what y'all call it? What y'all used to call it?
What?
When y'all go nickel or 3rd down, when that 3rd receiver come in, what y'all?
11 personnel or
11.
or 3 wide?
11.
Yeah.
Travis coming in, 11. Red zone, Travis is in the game. So I'm not saying 5 plays, that's probably going to be. That's probably going to turn out to be 20+ plays.
And Aqib, it ain't no different than it ain't
Third
no
down
different
red
than a
zone.
third
I
down
feel like we're
running
right back to the same issue right now.
Does a starting running back always do third down?
No.
Okay
No,
then. So if
But the starting running back doesn't play safety on the other side when they're out on the field.
but not in the same boat because you play every snap on defense.
That's completely different. He's playing every snap on defense, and he's coming in for these particular plays. That's it. These particular plays. But what we're telling you is, if you're going to play both sides, you cannot go in and out of game as a corner.
Can't, bro.
You can't do it.
They do it in dime and nickel all the time, though. You break corners in and out.
Not for what he is. Not for what
I'm not
he
disagreeing
is.
with
you
that.
You cannot maximize who he. Okay, he's a special player. He's a special player defensively.
Agreed.
Like he said, you cannot find those types of corners.
And you can't. I see what you're saying. You're saying you can't. We do it all the time. But if you use them like that, you're not getting that number 2 pick. You're not getting the full Travis side of it.
We agree on all of this. The only thing we disagree on is I think he should be primarily on offense. Let's cut out defense for 3 games. Then, after that, we can do defense primarily for 3 games or flip it. Whatever, fine, flip it. Go
you're
defense
just saying
first.
he should just come in and be the nickel on defense.
No, you were saying that he could play primarily defense and get a couple plays on offense. I'm saying no. As a quarterback,
So you saying don't play defense at all?
I'm saying play primarily. Right now, what he's doing, we're talking about him as this all-everything two-way player. He is. He's one of one. I don't disagree with that. He's an unbelievable talent. But the way they're using him, he's not even a one-way player. He's not having an impact on either side of the ball.
I think doing something. Shit.
No, he is. No, I agree. But I'm saying they're not getting the most out of him. Like
exactly. Well, we agree on that.
This kid is there's no one else that is as talented as he is right now. There's guys like that. But coming out of college and how talented he was at that level and then coming into the NFL, it's tough to find that.
So you're saying let's put the Mona Lisa in the closet for 3 games, right?
Well, right now, what they're doing, he's got 13 catches for 118 yards and 1 pass breakup. What they're doing right now isn't working. I'm saying let's make him be a star on defense.
You said it's not working with him.
Yes, they're 3-1.
What is Brian Thomas Jr. doing? What is he doing?
Nothing.
Okay, so it's not working, period. It ain't just him.
And
it ain't just him.
It's not that it's not working, period. It's that we ain't have to air it out like that.
That's what I'm saying.
Our run game is fucking dominant.
The heck out of the ball.
So you're saying their corners aren't playing well either, though? Their corners aren't. He needs to replace someone at corner right now?
No, they
take the ball away, but I'm saying you can maximize.
But the corner's not taking the ball away.
Yeah.
When you get something on the jacks, you're getting it outside right now. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. Shit.
Okay, clearly they're getting a pass right now because they are 3-1.
Yeah, they are 3-1.
Exactly.
But we're talking like they're 0-4. But no, they are. Again, I'm biased. I know you guys are too. I'm a quarterback, man. He's so dangerous with the ball in his hands. He's one of the best players in the world.
So put the ball in his hands 8 times a game.
It's just. But even if 3 or 4 of those are decoys, and then the other 3 are routes we haven't worked on.
How much time do you need with a receiver to do like this? How much time do you need, Cody, for that? You can do that with me right now. We can go outside right now.
I don't want to come in and say, here's a hit.
Cody screen right now. No timing ever.
Let's go outside and find out.
He's really he's highly talented.
Yes.
At wide receiver, right?
Yes.
But it's a bunch of highly talented wide receivers. Correct?
Correct.
Very talented.
Okay.
How many I can go with him? Wherever he goes on the field, corners is it? He's one of those.
6. It's 6 of
I was
them.
going to say maybe one hand, 1, 2
That's
hands.
the difference. He's very good at wide receiver. We believe he can be a really good wide receiver.
But he ain't Jamar Chase.
He's rare.
He ain't Jettas.
He's rare.
He ain't Pickens.
So you're saying so you're saying on defense though he's Pat Surtain. He's Jalen Ramsey.
He can
he's
be
Sauce
that.
Gardner.
That's what we're trying to tell you.
That's what he is. He's
It's
one of
rare
them.
that.
And I'm telling you on offense, he could be as good as Jettas in a couple years. He could be good as Jamar Chase. He could be as good as Puka Nacua and how they use him.
That is
he has that ability.
Okay, so
that's what I'm saying. Like he
But
can do the same.
they have one of those. They don't have
He's
that
not
guy.
playing good right now. Why not have 2?
They
Why
don't
not
have
have 2?
that guy that if we need that wide receiver that's coming in, Travis got him. Now we can do whatever.
Okay.
You got him.
But my issue is if at quarterback.
This is my bottom line.
Go ahead, Steve.
Travis Hunter will revolutionize the game.
He will.
Both ways. Both playing.
I hope he does, man. I hope he does. I don't want that to get lost in all this. We're all rooting for him. I'm rooting for Travis Hunter. I want him to be great. I'm just worried right now that Liam Cohen and the Jaguars aren't getting the most out of him. and that's not going to help him developmental-wise.
So we all can agree, Liam Cohen, you the problem.
Okay, yeah.
They're 3-1 though, so
Put
they're
that
winning
out.
games.
We
man.
said Liam Cohen is the problem.
man.
Clip that.
Hey, you saw how he went after Robert Saleh. I don't want the
Yeah, you don't want to do that.
Liam Cohen, man.
Okay, so the boys cannot agree at all, but they can agree that they're not using him right, okay? That's the one thing they can agree on. So 45% of the chat said he should be on defense, 25% says offense, 30% says both.
That's a
So majority is still defense.
I'll take that.
Sorry. Cody, you got a little bullied on that one?
No, I'll take it. It was Aqib's the favorite in the chat. I'll take 25.
Thank you, Chad. Thank you, Chad. Ride with Lee.
They loved Ride with Lee. Okay, so expected rumors, I don't know. A lot of outlets are saying that Dillon Gabriel is going to start this weekend for the Browns. So where does that leave our man Shedeur? Is Flacco going to be QB2? Is Shedeur going to be QB2? A lot of talk that Flacco will be QB2. So, Skip.
Yeah.
What do you think this means for Shedeur?
It means that Glory B. Shedeur Sanders is actually going to get his shot this year in Cleveland.
Woo!
That's what just happened.
Agreed.
I was pleasantly shocked by this, and I don't believe that Kevin Stefanski had anything to do with this decision, or it would still be Fluco, as I call him, at quarterback. This was the owner stepping in, Jimmy Haslam, saying, enough of Fluco. I've seen enough. I want to see both the rookie quarterbacks play football this year for the Cleveland Browns. So Dillon Gabriel will get his shot because he's second on the depth chart. But I promise you, Jimmy Haslam will make sure that Shedeur gets some starts this year sooner than later. But if you look at it from Stefanski's point of view, I'm pretty sure he's on the way out after this decision because they had just pulled off the upset of the century. They had just beaten Micah's Packers with Fluco at quarterback. Okay, so then they go to Detroit and they get blown out. Well, there shouldn't be a lot of shame in that because Detroit's the hottest team in pro football, right? So Stefanski would just stay the course because he's trying to hold on for dear life with his job, and he wants 40-year-old Fluco to keep standing back there throwing bad passes. He's fallen all the way to second in QBR, and he's 2 to 6 interceptions.
Terrible.
Yeah, he's just terrible. But at least he kind of knows how to play, and Stefanski has a better chance with Fluco than he would with either of the kids. But the point is that Jimmy Haslam loves Dion. He had dinner with Dion and Shedeur ahead of the draft. He's the one who stepped in the 5th round and said, enough of this, we're going to take this kid, because Jimmy Haslam is kind of a poor man's Jerry Jones. He loves positive publicity because he's had so little of it in Cleveland, Ohio. And he knows that Shedeur is the people's choice.
Yep.
He knows that Shedeur is the most popular and famous third-string quarterback in NFL history. And he knows he's got the hot-selling jersey. He's got to give him a shot this year to take some of the stink and focus off what the Cleveland Browns have been. So Stefanski was asked yesterday, okay, what does this mean to Shedeur, the backup? And his response was that that's not my focus right now. Well, he despises all things Shedeur. He didn't want to draft him. He doesn't want to play him. He's being forced to play him by the owner, Jimmy Haslam, who's now going to force me in a good way. I'm going to go purchase a number 12 Cleveland jersey.
Me too.
Seriously.
They're about to
It's
make
time.
some money.
It's time.
Let me know what color you get so I can get the opposite one. We don't want to come
Well,
in the
you
same
love
color.
orange, right? So
Yeah,
you want the orange one?
I get the orange. You get the
I'll
white
take the
or the
brown.
brown.
No,
All right,
what
man.
is it? Do they have an orange, all orange? Or?
They probably, I'm direct line to Shedeur, so I can get one, you know.
Okay, all right. Good.
For real.
All right.
But I think the comments made by Stefanski is not my concern right now. It's really not. Shit, his concern is who the fuck gonna start. Am I gonna start Fluco? Fluco is crazy.
I know.
Hey,
It wasn't
Fluco
one
is
time. He
crazy.
kept rolling with
Hey,
it.
Fluco is crazy, but is he gonna start Fluco or is he gonna start Dillon? So I think he kind of worried about his job, like Skip said. He's worried about his own job. Which direction do I go in? Because they let him make real decisions. You know what I'm saying? They put their foot down upstairs, but ultimately Stefanski make real decisions in Cleveland. So I think he right. It's not his concern right now who the backup is. he trying to see who the starter going to be for this London game, you know what I'm saying? So the backup, I'll figure that out in a second, you know what I'm saying? But right now, let me figure out which guy I want to go with to be the starter. So I don't think that's a bad thing for Shedeur. I agree with Skip. Hey, long as we moving along in this quarterback, if my starting quarterback has 6 picks, we finished 4 games, he had 6 picks, 2 lost fumbles, he got 8 turnovers. He's supposed to be the veteran who can lead these guys, let the defense play their game, and take care of the ball. Let the defense play football, take care of the ball. He's not doing that right now. You know what I'm saying? So if you're not doing what the vet supposed to be doing, I'll sit his ass down and go Dylan. So it shouldn't be a hard decision for him.
Yeah.
I'll go Dylan, and we know after Dylan go on for it, it's Shedeur.
So I agree that it's a step closer. My only concern is the operation of the NFL. Just because you got benched don't mean you go to third.
Yeah.
Shedeur's still third.
Yeah.
And we don't know what's going to happen with Dylan Gabriel. So I don't want to, throw a parade at, we about to see Shedeur, because if Dylan Gabriel is halfway decent and you saying Stefanski is not a fan of Shedeur, he's still third.
He is.
So this is not about Shedeur. My comments are not about Shedeur and his capability of, I wasn't opposed to Shedeur sitting and learning. But if what we've seen, put him in there. However, my concern is the operation of the NFL. Because he's third, now does this make him active on game day?
No, he's not really worried about that, though.
No,
He's not worried about being active. He worried about, okay, you went Fluco, then you go Dylan.
That's what I'm
but
saying.
you're not going to go back Fluco.
No,
the next starter is Shedeur. He worried about starting.
No, that's what I'm
Fuck
saying.
who the backup is.
No, you can't go back to Flacco. You
Fuck
can't.
who the backup
But
is.
that's what I'm saying, though. That's a good. And to your point, I would rather Shedeur not be the backup if Dylan's starting, because it's a tough place to be in if the starter goes down, knock on wood. I hope nothing happens against Dylan Gabriel. And 2, he's collateral in all this. I'm rooting for a rookie quarterback.
Right.
Anyone that gets an opportunity. I hope Gabriel plays well. But if something happens and he goes down in the game, it's tough to come in as a backup because that game plan is not tailored to you. So I wouldn't mind Shedeur not being the backup. Get him some more reps, though, at practice, because we're one step closer. Let him get those reps. Put Flacco at 2. If Dylan goes out there, gets hurt, something happens, Flacco comes in as the emergency guy, and then after that week, or you make a change mid-game, after that week, then take Flacco or Dylan the third and give Shedeur a game plan that fits him.
Right.
When you throw in a backup, when the starter goes down, you have a small section of plays where it's like, all right, here's your emergency plays. If we need you, this game plan is tailored to who the starter is. So,
and that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
What my concern is, put him in a position to succeed.
Yes.
Don't put him in a position where Dylan Gabriel knows he's a starter. They're prepping for Dylan Gabriel. You gave him a real opportunity. And then you, like Cody said, you pull him mid-game. It's like, let's see what you got. Now, we are gauging and basing what y'all seen off something that wasn't for him.
Yeah, with Dylan Gabriel's game plan.
We just you build your game plan around what this person can do and what they like, and that's how you put them in position for success. So I think we all rooting for Shedeur. We all want to see him get in there, and this definitely is one step closer to us actually getting to see Shedeur play.
Yeah, it is. Let's go.
I know. I'm excited for him. I think.
It's like I don't want. We want to see Shedeur, but I don't want to root against another kid that's trying to play.
I don't care about that other kid. I'm rooting for Shedeur.
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
we
root for Shedeur, but it's still
we got Brown's helmet up here right now. Look,
I know what I'm saying. Like
it's Shedeur helmet right there.
It's still Dylan Gabriel, still somebody else's kid.
Yeah,
that's somebody's brother. That's somebody. So you don't want to root against this kid to play so bad that it's like, all right, now we can get he sucked too.
Yeah. You don't want to root against this kid.
Nah, man.
I'm gonna be praying for the Browns to lose 4 games in a row with Dylan.
I'm curious. Go ahead, Skip.
Dylan Gabriel is pretty good. I've said all along since his days playing for our school at Oklahoma, he's a little better than Tua is, and he's right out of the Tua mold. And I think he will play very well. But Shedeur is just better, and I believe Shedeur has shown in practice what he showed in that first preseason game when he got thrown in. He just got it. He's deadly accurate. He's got command and poise for the position. He was born to play NFL franchise quarterback, and he will seize the opportunity if given the opportunity. And maybe that's a big if, but I just think the owner is going to ensure that the the owner knows it will be the biggest national publicity splash that they have had, I don't know, maybe ever. Seriously, maybe ever. If Shedeur starts a game.
And even if
you know what I'm talking about.
No, I know. But even if, and to Aqib's point, I don't even think it's 0-4. Even if Dylan is average and it's maybe 2-4 or 3-5, I still think at that point they're going to go, all right, we saw what Dylan can do.
Come on,
now let's put Shedeur in.
Right,
so we know.
Will put you at what? 3-9 for the season?
Yeah, and it's still not.
Get the fuck on, bro.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So then you put him in there and say, all right, let's give him these 5 games or 6-7 games to see what both these guys have and compare them. But back to the original question, no, I've heard that quote so many times. Him saying, I'm not worried about who the backup quarterback is right now. Any coach at any point in time that's going through a quarterback change is going to say the same thing. I don't the shot at Shedeur, but my main thing with this is, yes, if you make that, I mean, you're 31st in scoring defense, you're 27th in total defense, and you're first or 27th in total offense, you're first in total defense.
Yeah, first.
And Stefanski's an offensive-minded coach.
He is.
That is your offense.
Yeah.
If you don't make a change, you're going to lose the locker room. And if you do that, you're done. You're on the hot seat. You have to make that change.
To Skip's point, I believe we all believe that Shedeur is the better quarterback. I do. I personally believe he's better than Dylan
Coming
Gabriel.
out, I had him higher.
I believe he's better than Dylan Gabriel. And to Skip's point about success, we just talked about Cam Ward and what he's built and made of, and pedigree. There's things about people and kids or however when they come up that makes them who they are. We just talked about his father being arguably the greatest athlete of all time. He carried himself a certain way. He did things a certain way. He demanded certain things, and he knows who he is. He's been grooming Shedeur to be Shedeur from...
That's correct.
He's been grooming him for the lights. Everywhere he went, he told him, son, wherever we go, the lights are coming. The cameras are coming. So he's been grooming him for this. And he got to a point to where he's been at the top. Now he's had to fight a little bit. But when he does get his moment, I agree with you wholeheartedly, Skip. He's going to seize the moment because he's been groomed and he has the pedigree for this moment. So when it does happen, I believe he's going to have a lot of success.
And he's done it before. I said this last week. He knows how to turn around an organization.
He does.
At Jackson State. Yeah. I don't think everyone understands. I've been following the Pac-12 for a long time. How historically bad Colorado was before the Sanders family got there and before Shedeur Sanders took over as quarterback. I know he had Travis Hunter and they got some good commits and they got some transfer guys, but you were the face of that organization, of that college, and you turned it around. They had one winning season in 17 years. He had one his second year there, and he had to overcome a lot. They were 1-11 the year before he got there, and everybody wrote them off. So I agree with that. I think if he gets that chance,
final thing,
he knows how to handle it.
The bar,
that baseline.
Let's get to that baseline. There's coach's guy, there's player's guy. Go back and watch preseason. Dylan Gabriel makes some plays. Cool.
Yeah.
Shedeur make a play, whole sideline light up.
Well, I know,
I'm just saying, that matters. That matters.
I agree.
That matters in that locker room.
We saw Jackson Dart light up New York, but also light up his team, like the way his team played. So, Skip, do you think that Shedeur has that effect in the locker room? We know the whole city, the whole world's going to be excited for Shedeur. Do you think his team is excited for Shedeur?
Light this city up.
Gerald just said it. You could just see in the preseason that they're jumping up and down on the sideline. Njoku's going crazy. Jerry Judy's going crazy. They'll rise and shine for Shedeur because I can already tell you they believe in him. They're already convinced. And they do have a very good defense. And that Harold Fannin Jr., the rookie kid, he's catching balls everywhere because that's all he's just one of those who just gets open and catches a bunch of balls. So it's not, the cupboard's not bare. And if you put Shedeur in this mix, that's why I want him to start the first game. I think they'd be the talk of the league if he had started from game one.
I feel bad for Joe Flacco. He did an interview before the season. His own sons called him trash. Now he done got benched.
Hey,
it's tough.
I've been benched.
They was like, this is your dad. How you feel? They like, he ain't that good. Like, he was like, God damn.
Flacco was in my draft. Like, come on, man. Come have a seat up here with us.
And you guys know, though.
You got to quit at some point.
Right.
Just say enough is enough.
To your point, I don't want this to get lost and everything. Like, the sideline's not reacting like that because it's Shedeur Sanders. They're reacting like that because of the type of guy he is in the locker room.
That's what I'm
So I don't
saying.
want them to
Exactly.
get confused. Like,
You
they
You
know.
see him interacting with Miles Garrett. Like Miles Garrett is a straight face.
That's
what I'm
saying.
You
If
see he got
Miles got-
interactions
if you got
with him.
Miles
You got him laughing.
Yeah.
And, bro, that's just
If Miles
that's
Garrett
special,
step
bro.
you, the only
Yeah.
step you need is Miles
It's
Garrett.
Miles,
If
bro.
he step
He
you,
step you,
Hey,
what's
'cause
up?
what-
forget what everybody else talking about.
It's
If Miles Garrett do, I don't care about Njoku, nobody else. If Miles Garrett do this,
That's so true, though, because I remember as a quarterback, man, when you get the offensive line, the receivers believe in you, it's like, all right,
That's
that's
one
a good
thing.
thing. Once you get the
defense
defense
come
rocking
inside
with you,
your ball,
the leaders,
I'm like, all right,
get
I'm
him.
him.
Once you get the
it's
leaders,
not
yeah.
the defense,
Yeah.
it's the guys.
I'm
When the
him.
guys is with you,
Yep.
yeah.
All right, Browns, you got to start Shador. Obviously, we've all wanted that for a while. Let's move on to the Cowboys because the Cowboys, 1 win, 2 losses, and a tie. They don't have CD Lamb anymore, but
Well,
they're clearly
not for good.
For good,
but,
yeah. Clearly struggling on defense, but Dak. This guy
Wow.
gets so much shit all the time, but he just became the franchise leader in completions, passing Hall of Famer Troy Aikman, and he also had his 10th game with at least 300 passing yards, 3 touchdowns, and no interceptions, passing Tony Romo. So, this is huge. Dak is on fire. We always shit on him. So, Skip, will the Cowboys make the playoffs?
Dun, dun, dun.
I'm ready for this one.
Skip in all black too. Let's get it.
Hey,
we
take us
go,
home,
Skip.
Skip. Take us home.
You guys can laugh at me.
Hey.
You can call me crazy. You can call me delusional Cowboy fan or fanatic. I still believe in this team more than I have even after these crazy 4 games they've played. I realize the defense is last in the league in yards allowed. I realize the defense is last in the league
And
in
points.
third downs allowed. Third downs, that's like horrible upon horrible. But I do believe they're going to make the playoffs because I do believe they can go win at the Jets. They beat Justin Fields on a Sunday night at Pittsburgh last year. And I do believe they can go win at Carolina just because it's still Carolina. And I do believe they can come home and beat Washington because they always play them historically tough, and they beat Jaden at Jaden last year. So I believe they can win 3 in a row and get back in that Cowboy saddle. And there's still games to be won down the stretch. I won't bore you with the details, but I still see 5 or 6 more winnable games if they start to get right on defense. And I still believe the pieces are there on defense. We have scored 40 and 40 in 2 overtime games with the offense. To your point, my quarterback's playing at an MVP level.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
not
he is.
saying he's the MVP because I can't justify it with the record, but listen, I still have the greatest kicker in the history of kicking, and he will win me 2 or 3 more games before this is through. And when CD gets back, and it will be sooner than later because he's got high pain threshold and he's going to fight to come back, I will have as good a dynamic duo of receivers as you can find in this league when I get them both going. And little Turpentine has Tyreek speed.
Good.
And they're starting to figure out how to get him the football in space, and that will get better and better and better. And the offensive line is weirdly deep and effective. Deep and effective, where the other night they did a hellacious good job against that pass rush that you can argue is the best pass rush in football, and it sure didn't look like it for 5 quarters on Sunday night, did it? And on defense, Diggs and Deron Bland, I'm sorry, they're really good.
They are.
And they're better than they have played. And I still believe that the safeties are pretty good. They're better than they've played. And the pass rush is deep in pass rushers. No Micah, gotcha. But slowly but surely, somebody's going to assert himself. Maybe it's Ezra Waku. Maybe it's Dante Fowler Jr., who had 10.5 last year for Washington. Somebody's going to rise and shine, and they're going to start to get better and better. And don't let DeMarvion Overshown come back, because he keeps saying, I'm close, I'm close, I'm close.
Good player.
He would be the best player on the defense, and I think he's within a couple of weeks of trying to play again, because he was wrecking games last year for a bad team. So I look at this and I say, do I love Eberflus? I don't. and I don't get him. And I already told you, I wish I could hire you right here, right now, and send you home to Dallas to coordinate the defense, because I think it would start to, I'm not saying it would be great, I'm just saying middle of the pack. If you can give me middle of the pack defense, if you can get me respectable defense, I will give you offensive explosions, and I will give you wins stacked. That's what I'll give you. If I can, the pieces are there. If the puzzle starts to come together on defense, they can't be any worse than they played. Right? So, yes, I believe I'm still sticking with this. I say they're going to win 10 games and go into the playoffs.
The schedule gets lighter.
Yeah, it does.
I give them 8 wins. I think that offense is playing outrageous right now. So I give them 8 wins. I just feel like 8 wins not going to get you in a tournament this year. So
it would not.
I feel like
you need 10.
They're doing great things on offense, and they really building something special on offense that's going to be even better next year. Now, earlier in the season, I was saying this is a bridge year for Shotty, but shit, Shotty showing me a lot with this offense and a lot as a leader. So I'm good with Shotty. I think Jerry go out and use them picks, use that cash, rebuild this defense, get a new DC, get a new defensive coordinator, because this sit back Eberflus shit, that's not it. You go rebuild this defense and put it with this offense, and I feel like next year, Cowboys going to be in that chip. They're going to be something to deal with. As long as they stay healthy, they already went through that injury bug. They already had that, you know what I'm saying? So I don't see them having that again next year, or, you know what I'm saying? So as long as they stay healthy, I feel like next year is going to be their year. As long as he get Eberflus out of there, do something with them picks, the right thing with them picks. But, man, this year, you can't do it with the worst defense in the league. You said they was worse in the yards, worse on third down. They fucking worse in points too, Skip. They give up 33 points a game.
They're not worse than Baltimore.
By point 3.
Yeah, Baltimore give up 33.3. They give up 33. So they in the same damn boat with me. So you got the worst defense in the league. You know what I'm saying? And when yards, I look at yards, third down. You said the main categories: yards, third down, points. They sorriest in the league in all 3 of them. You can't go to the playoffs,
especially
like that.
third down. You just can't.
You can't go to the playoffs like that. So.
But just.
Yeah, hey, make sure you keep that baseline.
The baseline, man. I got up, and we do these rundowns, and I'm looking at the question: the Cowboys make the playoffs. Was Baltimore out of it? I said no. Baltimore gonna be okay. And Baltimore got the worst scoring defense.
Don't move that baseline.
Baltimore got the worst scoring defense in football, but they got a top 5 offense.
They do.
And I said they're going to be okay. So I got to keep same energy. I say the Cowboys, they can make the playoffs.
Thank you.
Because they have the second worst defense, not the worst. And if I'm saying the worst defense can still make it, I believe, I don't care if it's 0.1, the second worst defense can still make it because they have a top 5 offense still. They got 7 winnable games. I believe they got 7 winnable games. The only problem is they have to face 5 of the current top 10 scoring offense.
Man.
And you cannot lose games like Chicago.
Can't.
You
Agreed.
cannot.
You
cannot lose those types of games. But, out of those top 10, out of those,
7 winnable games to get them to how many wins?
That'll give them to where they at 9 right now.
No, they'll give them 8.
8.
But I gave them 8.
2 and 1.
But I'm saying you gotta steal a couple. Outside of that, they got Kansas City, Chargers, Denver. Those are tough games. So them I'm not counting. But everybody else on the schedule, they can win these games, man. If I'm believing that Baltimore will be okay, I gotta keep same energy, man. The Cowboys will be okay. The way Dak is playing right now.
Yeah.
And then they're gonna get healthy. They're gonna get Tyler back.
They will.
Get CD back.
They will.
We see what George Pickens is doing. You just got to get just enough stops.
And
start taking the ball. They got 2 guys who at one point led the league in picks. One, Deron Bland did it.
Both.
Then
they legit at corner now.
So they can take the ball away enough. Let's not forget the Skip, you're a Cowboys guy. Over these past few years, what kept them afloat, the defense wasn't great, but they took the ball away.
Yeah.
So if you can steal it, if you can steal a couple possessions in some of these games and lean on that offense, I believe they have enough to steal you just got their 7 spots. So you can eke right in there. You can just, I just got to keep same energy. So I'm with you, Skip.
What's weird, with Javonte Williams, who's been a revelation, they're third in time of possession. So you think, well, you're kind of keeping them out of harm's way a little bit, like keeping the defense. No, because when the defense gets on the field, it's just
quick.
They score too quick. Yeah. Giving up 420 a game right now.
Yeah. I mean, it's one bomb after another. And those corners, and Deron Bland missed some games, but you know and I know they're better than that.
But they hurt though.
Even the penalty, man.
They hurt. Both of them hurt.
Yeah,
Both of them is at
But
75% right now.
We talked about it. Diggs jumped that route. He took the ball away.
Did
he took it. They had a sack fumble that they actually got. Diggs picked that ball up.
He picked it.
They had a penalty and took it away. So that would have been 2 possessions they took. The one, they needed that sack fumble. They had to have it. Now imagine if they get that one extra possession and you put the ball in Dak's hand the way he's playing. That's what I'm saying.
But Jordan Love probably wouldn't have threw that ball if he didn't know it was a flag. So
I'm saying he still jumped it. I'm saying it's possible.
But if was a fifth, we all be drunk.
Yeah, man.
We're not.
But that Micah sack was a difference maker, right, Skip?
It was not a sack. Not a sack.
No, I'm with you guys. Just to summarize everything, I mean, with how good their offense is playing right now, Dak is first in passing yards. He's top 5 in QBR. They have the #1 offense in the NFL in total offense, 5th in scoring offense. You can win a lot of games like that, but it's tough to get in those shootouts every single week. Your defense is giving up 33 points a game.
Impossible.
It is so tough on offense to know, all right, going in this game, I got to score minimum 33 to give myself a chance to even compete.
Yeah.
But you said you didn't want to bore you with the schedule, so I broke it down a little bit as if I was a coach. I think they can. I just don't know if this record will be enough. It's gonna. The good thing for them is they are in the NFC. So I have them at 9 wins, so I think they can be enough in the NFC. In the AFC, I don't think it would ride. But these next 6 games, they go Jets, Panthers, Commanders, Broncos, Cardinals, Raiders. At minimum, I need 4. You have to win 4. 5, I think, would be stealing one.
Cardinals and Raiders are back-to-back Monday nights with a bye in between, right?
So, but I need at least 4 of that. So if you get 4, that puts you at 5, 4, and 1.
But then it gets tough.
Name
the
those
next
again.
5.
Name those again.
It goes Jets, Panthers, Commanders, Broncos, Cardinals, Raiders.
You name one team where I'm like, it's
Denver.
Outside of that, they can win all them games.
Them other Cardinals playing good football.
But the Chicago game Warriors,
Denver, they go to Denver, we going to be like, come on, it's Denver.
But Gerald,
but the Cardinals, would they
At
play
home,
the Cowboys?
at
You
home.
can say
but let me ask you
I
this.
get it.
Gerald, if I had the Bears in that list, would you say, oh yeah, that's a dub?
That's what I'm saying.
That's what worries
That's why
me.
I said you can't lose games like the Bears. You cannot lose.
So I'm giving them
games.
4. Say they win 4 of those. That is 5, 4, and 1. The next 5 will determine the season. This will be the make or break moment for them. They go Eagles, Chiefs, Lions, Vikings,
But wait.
Chargers.
You a lifer with Dallas. You a lifer with Dallas. What they usually do with Philly.
They split.
There you go.
And the good news,
they can still win.
The good news for this, though, is out of those 5, only 1 is an away game, and that's against the Lions. They go at Detroit. Other than that,
and I'll give
the other
you that
4 home.
as a big L.
But I don't need, that's 5 games. I just need 2. If you can give me 2, maybe 3, then that's going to put you at 7, 7, and 1. And then the last 2 games after that is at Washington and then at New York to end the season. If you win those 2, that's 9, 7, and 1.
What they always do with the
I think
Commanders
that gets
too.
them in.
I know.
They split.
That's what I'm saying, but you
They
just
always
get
split
one of
with
them,
them
one of
too.
them.
But that's what I'm
look
saying.
at another thing with the other teams.
Okay.
You got Atlanta, you might got to get out of there. You got the Vikings.
Yeah, no, agreed.
So they just got to get to 7.
Yes.
Those bottom
That's
6,
what I'm saying.
7,
I need 4 of these next 6, and I need 2 of the next 5. And then if you can get me 7, you can win against Washington
out of the division
and the Giants.
Because you got Green Bay and Detroit probably going. So that's 2 spots.
Okay.
Bucks don't win the South. There's a toss-up in the West with 49ers, but they got 3 that could.
Seattle.
Anything. Seattle, 49ers, Seattle. But Arizona's But, there's.
Yeah.
But after that, now it's like, here we are.
You're in the
It's
NFC.
gonna be in the East.
I like the fact that you're in the NFC.
They're going to have to do it in the East.
Yeah.
The East is going to send 1.
Yeah.
The East is going to send 1 wild card team. So it's going to be the Commanders, the Giants, or the Cowboys.
Yeah.
You can't sleep on those easy teams, though. They lost to the Bears.
That's what I'm saying. That's what worries me.
You can't lose those.
You
Can't
can't
sleep
do
on
that
those.
anymore. But the thing that makes me feel better is Dak has been good without CD. So I'm not too worried about that. The run game is great right now with Javonte Williams. It's just going to come down to that defense. If
defense,
I don't need a shutout defense. Just get
defense
me
is a
to 24.
vibe,
Hey,
bro.
listen, I'm
Give
with
me the
you, but
defense.
It's a vibe, man.
I'm 100% with you, but I can't be like, yeah, Baltimore good, and then it just
Nah,
knock the cat. They got the same.
Yeah,
I can't move that baseline.
can't go back
If I came in and move that baseline, Aqib was gonna light me up, man.
I was waiting for him to say it. As soon as I seen the question, I wish Gerald would say it. I wish Gerald would say the defense
By
too
the
trash.
way, the Chargers just lost at the Giants?
They did.
That's all I'm saying.
Oh.
Because things happen,
Hey.
Skip. So
Wow.
if you think if the Chargers, things happen with the Chargers, the Cowboys lost to the Bears, like them getting all those wins you're talking about with
They're
the
gonna
worst
have to be
defense.
pristine.
Bro, I just don't see
Hey,
it. I give them 8. That's a good number, but
Hey,
it's just not going
I'm glad.
Justin
ahead.
Herbert against Dallas has been Sherbert. That's what he's been.
I'm glad I wasn't here yesterday because I've been a Herbert believer through week 3. I know Aqib was
Thank
gonna
you. Yeah.
get out.
One
I
week
know
don't
what
change
to do.
that.
I'm not worried about it.
Man,
I
he
still
had to
think-
look across
I know,
the sideline
I know.
and see a dude might steal his woman.
That flight was just
Yeah,
like that.
stop, dude, stop.
Hey,
Stop.
chill.
Mess you
That
up in the
5-hour
Hey, chill
flight
out.
Hey,
was
man,
just
you
on
took
his
a
ass.
5-hour flight to
I'm
go
still-
lose to a dude who
Hey.
really wants your woman?
Where's my
That's
camera?
tough.
Herbert, I'm riding with you still, Bo. Don't let me down. I'm still riding with the Chargers.
Herbert still, he's still.
Yeah.
Skip, I hate to tell you, but the chat thinks the
Hating.
Cowboys are not
They hate the
making
Cowboys.
the playoffs. So I would
Good.
like to
I like
see them.
it.
I
I
would
love
like
this.
Dak to go on a nice run. I think he's been through a lot. He deserves it. He always gets shit. So I'm rooting for the Cowboys.
But
with
what
you,
do they
Skip.
say? What is it, like 99% no
It's only
playoffs?
60.
Oh, well,
60,
oh
40,
God,
yeah,
that's
60% of the
Man,
chat.
y'all gonna still-
There's
Ain't
some
bad.
hope in there. 40% of hope. It feels good.
Not bad.
I'd say.
Okay.
For us?
Well, we
Wow.
are going to wrap there, boys. As always, this was such a great show. Thank you guys so much for watching. We're going to be back here on this couch on Thursday, 11:30 a.m. PST, 2:30 EST. So don't miss it. We love you. See you next time.